Clark, showtime and that. People deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time. Good morning on this fine Wednesday over here in the UK. You know, it's good morning affair where the UK people like myself are concerned, but good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and even in some cases, good night. I hope you're doing well and safe. Obviously, before we talk about Tammy Abraham and any other transfer news, please make sure you hit the like button, you're subscribed and following across Twitch. And also after this live stream, I'll be doing another one where we'll be focusing more on the Madison Maitland-Now stuff. Jordan Henderson's been linked to, with Arsenal as well. We'll cover that. I thought, you know what, it would make sense to do two live streams. So yeah, please make sure you're hitting the like button and them things. Just before we crack on into this, people, we're at the halfway point in the week. I hope you're all moving that much closer to your goals, hopes, dreams, and aspirations. And if you're not, you know, all you have to do is rework where you're going right and wrong and go again, man. You know, we're at the halfway point in the week. If we're not trying to look back on Friday with a sense of accomplishment, with a sense that we've done something, what's the point in breathing? So I hope you're doing well and safe. I hope you're all looking adversity in the face and taking it on head on. I hope you're all, you know, just developing in your lives in the same way we want Arsenal to. So yeah, peace, prosperity, more finances on you and everyone else listening, and your family and things, man. I hope you still have good health, you lot make money, you lot, you know, financial freedom, everything, all the good stuff you want out of life. I hope you lot get that in your lives, man. But you gotta want to be working towards it. We're going to get into Tammy Abraham, and I can see a bunch of people with their opinions. Shout out to the members, shout out to AM, because he's not, based on that comment I saw, he's not here for it. But I promise you we're going to get into all of that sort of stuff, man. We're here for an hour or so. And obviously I'll be back again later. So the content king never stops. And check out the other content things that I've done and whatnot. Obviously, you've got to be shameless. So yeah, where's my manners though at the same time? You know, good morning to you lot. Let me see what you lot are saying. Please make sure you're aware of the links being dropped. Like I said, make sure you're following on Twitch. I'm going to be doing an exclusive to Twitch Q&A on my Twitch channel on Friday. So if you want to have your questions answered, be there. Obviously, when we get to 1,000 followers, it's a little giveaway affair where DG is concerned. On that, make sure you're checking out the DG merch. But what are you lot saying? Raz is saying in relation to Arsenal's preseason tour of America being cancelled, hopefully we can schedule an extra friendly game. Gutted Arsenal won't be in the tournament with us. Don't mind Tammy Abraham. He's a good option to have. No more Chelsea duds. Run up the like button as you wait. Big up yourselves and big, like AM has said, big up the nation. Big up everyone that's locked in. Wakery and bakery settings with your baby mum's favorite streamer. I appreciate it. I forgot the word, man. I'm very appreciative of all your support. Run up the likes, like Kieran said. I hope you're doing well and safe. My guy is boiling over here. You know, I've made sure I've got the white tea on, my fans on. You know, the lights are still doing a mazz. I've got some water. I'm trying my best to make sure I'm alive, man. And we've got a busy day today. Now I've got a couple of meetings and all of these things away from YouTube, so I'm going to be here for a minute. Henderson's for the next live stream, David. I don't think it will happen, but my job is not to really say what could happen. I just give you my opinion and I just document with whatever we've been linked with. Let's just speak about it. A lot of people like to shoot the messenger. Like you could imagine, speaking of Henderson, yeah. Big up, you know, well, whoever that Everton player is that was doing the madness, not big up to you, but big up to every sensible person. Someone's like, oh, you're going to get a lawsuit. How can you put Jordan Henderson in your display picture where you're talking about an Everton player? I'm like, hold on. One, I don't want to put a nonce in my thumbnail and them things there. So I'd rather put Henderson. Two, Henderson plays for Liverpool in red. It's an Everton affair in blue. So it can't be defamation of character. It's literally the wrong guy. You know, I forgot even where I'm numbering it. But on top of that, you know, not only did I speak about that, those of you big up people that were checking out the DG podcast, it's on Spotify and the rest of it. It's on YouTube for you freeloaders as well. Speaking about Henderson's contracting, that I couldn't believe it. But that was a small minority. It just... things like that always make me laugh, innit? Because no one can bully me on the socials, innit? Like, it's the internet. And second of all, just shows people with an inability to think, like, and the nonsense that's going on. But it is what it is. A man said, where is DG? Hey, how are you? I'm good, my guy. Chill, my guy. I just got here. Allow me, brother. Allow me, man. So yeah, shout out to the Twitch gang as well. Twitch gang, make yourselves known. You know, I've let it be known where I'm starting to give you lot my special attention. I love YouTube. It is the bread and butter and all of those things, but the Twitch gang is where it's made, man. Big up PMav as well, casually switching between Twitch and YouTube to help engagement. Dr. Vice, good morning to you. And like he said, good morning, good afternoon, sorry, DG and DG Nation. Good morning from everyone in the UK. On behalf of everyone to you, my guy. So yeah, Twitch, everyone do what you need to do, man. DG, Tammy would bag like 15 to 19 league goals. This means Lacazette and Nketiah are probably getting sold. I think Nketiah will get sold with Lacazette. I do think people would want him. I do think we're open to buying him, but again, you're not gonna get anything that you paid for him, and also in a time where clubs probably have to, because of the situation that everybody's experiencing finance wise, everybody's thinking about what they're doing. I'm not too sure if Lacazette represents good value for money, because I'm not saying he's not a good player. He's a very good player. But if I need a striker to score goals, Lacazette ain't really giving that. And for the outlay, for the age he's at and the deal he wants and the signing on fee and the fee we'd have to negotiate with Arsenal and everything, is it worth it? I don't know, man. I really don't know. Like button just got smashed. DG got that Floyd Mayweather dedication. We appreciate you. Chocolate Chicken, I appreciate you lot, man. What a name that is. Tammy is good, but constantly buying Chelsea players ain't a good look. To be fair with you, I'd rather go for Chelsea's younger players like Livamento. You lot have seen me speak about him before. I would love that young right back. I would have loved Lamptey. You know, I don't really care where they come from. It's just the fact, excluding Tammy, when we sign people from Chelsea, they're people that are past it or they're duds. Like I think Cech was a better player than many people give him credit for, but Peter Cech was past it, David Luiz past it, Willian past it, Gallas terrorist at this football club. Who else is there? Lassana Diarra wasn't past it, but he only lasted 6 months, so we're buying duds. If you buy the good ones, it doesn't matter, man. Please tell me Tammy to Arsenal isn't true. Please, no more Chelsea, man. Tammy doesn't fill me with hope. I ain't gonna lie. Tammy is not worth it to be at Arsenal. Bro, you lot are out here, man. You lot are out here. I appreciate it. I like Tammy, very underrated, too fast, young and athletic, like a real Adebayor. I'm excited, but not for a player who can't get a game. To be fair with you, that's not fair. There's many players that can't get a game. Lacazette is very similar to Firmino. No, he's not. He's nowhere near as creative as Firmino. And even both of their creativity is extremely overstated. You know, they're both similar in the fact that they get a lot of luxuries because they don't score goals. They get a lot of luxuries to hide behind. Personally, large up yourself, DJ. I can appreciate that. I can't tell you. I appreciate that, stylish. Big up the members. I can't tell you why, but I ain't feeling Tammy. Pause. Again, you know, big up the Polish viewers if I haven't said such already. Shout out to the Twitch gang. Very good opinions coming. 249. Please make sure you're hitting that like button. Hey, DG, big up yourself. I'm back at work today after being out for over a month with a bad hip, but I'm taking my lunch break early. Can't miss the live stream. First and foremost, I appreciate the fact that you like my content, that you tune into my content. Paul, I also appreciate the fact that unlike some, you've actually listened and you're supporting the thing across Twitch. I'm happy, more importantly than that obviously you're over your hip problem. Or you're on the mend, or you're better than you was, you know, a few months ago. So yeah, man, happy you've got your health and you're on the mend and you're able, you know, to get back on, to get back on work and provide for yourself and your family and things like that, man. Hopefully there's no setbacks. Hopefully you have a good day, and I'm happy that you're tuned into my content, man, but take it easy, man. Tammy would do a job for you still. Again, it's crazy, you know, it's crazy. I'm loving the opinions, man. I'm loving it. Big up Jason as well. I should call you Slick Skills 10, but I'm just stuck on your YouTube username, broski. Tammy would be perfect for West Ham, in my opinion. True. And even when you look at it, it's a West Ham guy that's saying that Tammy's coming to Arsenal, sort of thing. Or it's a West Ham fan that's a journalist. Now, when you read between the lines a bit, could that tell you everything? So, yeah, I think with that, keep your opinions and that coming. I promise I'm going to keep going into them. But I think with that, we've set ourselves up perfectly to just do this Tammy Abraham thing really quickly. Let's just speak about Tammy very quickly. 40 million obligation is a mad one, and that is a mad one for me because it's not what it is, you know. 40 million is a lot for Arsenal, where we have to mismanage, where we have to look after what we're doing and we can't mismanage our finances. But 40 million is not that much. And when I look at it, you know, the key thing is whether Tammy Abraham will improve or not, and I'm going to get into it. But 40 million, whether it happens or not, 40 million, 23, he's only going to get better. You should be able to get that. You know, that's the positives. You should be able to get that back. You know, he's 23, ties into what we have. He's a London boy. He's homegrown. His tweets always resurfacing about Arsenal. He feels a bit, and this is probably why I kind of don't want him as much as I like him. I don't really, I think every player is a confidence player, but I think we've got too many of them volatile confidence players. It's like every game you have to have your arm over him, telling him how good he is, or he's gonna, you know, feel some sort of way. I think Tammy's a bit like that. I think a confident Tammy can get 20 league goals at a football club, whether it would be for us. For me, obviously, you're not going to sign no big boy strikers for 40 million unless it's a scouting thing and you've seen someone with potential. But people might say, you know, you're better off spending that on a next striker, or you know, we've seen us being linked with Isaac. You're better off just putting that 40 million away for a year and seeing what we can do. Because while Tammy has age on his side and compared to the other strikers, and there's an elephant in the room there, you could argue that 40 million could be spent better in relation to fixing up our midfield, looking at a right back. You know, you hear we're at loggerheads over AOUAR and things like that. I do think we need a striker long term. I do think striker is a need for Arsenal, but there's priorities elsewhere. Are we continuing to make ourselves top heavy? And also, you know, that tells you Lacazette is probably going to be moved on, because you can't have Lacazette. Well, Aubameyang can play on the wings, but you can't have Lacazette, Balogun, Aubameyang, Martinelli, you know, all of Eddie's probably going to leave, but him, you can't have all of these strikers. I know everyone can play in a couple of different roles, but you can't have all of these strikers on the books for most teams, and especially us, because we've got 40 games, 38 in the league, 40 games minimum next season, provided we don't go further than the first round or the first stage that we play in the cup game. So there isn't too much football. Obviously, there's resale value. He's 23, he ties into the long term. I hear it, but you know, there's an elephant in the room. If Lacazette doesn't score goals next season, if Aubameyang persists with this, I do think Tammy can do a thing. I think he can get 18 to 20 goals in the league. Where I have an issue with him is that he needs to be worked with. And again, that's probably a plus point to sign Tammy Abraham, really. I think he needs to be worked with. I still think he's very raw across several aspects. It's like, for a big man, you should be able to header and your hold-up play should be good. It's not good enough. Sometimes I think his movement's elite, but he's not. He's very reactive. He's not proactive. There's many times he does, like, the ball's about to come into the box, he's not expecting a defender to miss it. And as a striker, you've got to be like that. These are things that can be worked on. But there's all of this sort of stuff. I think his hold-up play is not quite good enough. I think he's a bit like Aubameyang in that he needs bare chances to score. So there's a lot of issues in relation to Tammy. But I do like him as a footballer, and I would not mind him stepping into the football club. My problem would be, you know, if you're bringing in a striker, it needs to be better than what we have, or potential to be better than what we have. And which, you know, Tammy, if given opportunities, he can score. But £40 million, an obligation for 40 million without knowing what we're trying to do next season, we're throwing away 40 million before we've addressed more key areas. It would be nonsense, wouldn't it, really and truly? And spare a thought for Balogun, because the club owe Balogun nothing, because no one told him to sign a deal. But I wonder how he feels, you know, if Tammy does walk in and stuff like that. And Martinelli as well, because for me, where does it leave them? Surely Balogun would have to go out on loan. You know, if somebody gets injured, things change. But if you bring in Tammy, Balogun has to, like, for me, he needs to play significant football, go out on loan. What happens to the Martinelli through the middle experiment or whatever? I don't know where we're at with that one there, people. You know, he is 23 and he's only going to get better, but is he the man for the short, medium and long term? Now, on the basis of age and his pedigree, he could be. But if something happens short term, is he gonna be able to step up and score goals like historically Aubameyang and to a degree Laka last year? I think he can, but I don't know it. And for Chelsea, they're laughing if they get 40 million for a player running down his deal and evidently not in the manager's plans. I did feel, we've spoken about Tammy a lot, and I've said Chelsea should be getting 40, 50 million for him. I've been saying that last season when I was using him as an example for Eddie and Nketiah and developing players that aren't necessarily going to have a future. You know, for me, it's another project as well. Fair enough, Tammy scored against us. Fair enough, he's a London boy. Fair enough, he's actually an Arsenal fan. But he's another player that would have to be worked with. You know, when you look at Tavares, he's a squad player, but he's not the finished article as a left back. He's 21. You have to work with him. Lokonga, you have to work with him. Tammy Abraham, we've just spoke about things. You have to work with him. And, you know, it is easier said than done. It is very hard. But when you've got a season where Arsenal fans will, you know, if there's a style of playing, you're developing young players, we might allow you. But, you know, as much as fans say they want, you know, they want all of this, it's just about winning games and getting into Europe and things like that. And next season, we can't afford to. So do I think he has the ability to do it all? Probably not, because I look at Holding and Pepe. I think they have improved, but there's too many incidences. If you're harsh to Arteta, you look and say, oh, what happened with Guendouzi? What happened with Saliba? You know, what's going on with Martinelli? Why wasn't Pepe playing? You made a big song and dance about Reece Nelson. Why weren't Nelson getting a look in? You know, what's happening with this guy? What's happening with that guy? We especially see the theme. Why ain't Balogun playing and that? When you've got all of that with these young players and you're going to throw a next man into the mix in Tammy, does it make sense as a fan? Because I can only go off what I see and hear. I don't know what, you know, you might think Balogun's the best thing since sliced bread. You just think it's a timing thing. You're waiting to give him chances. But as a fan, I don't know that. If you don't communicate that, you know, to the fans and urge patience and you do things, I don't know what's going on. So Tammy, I don't know. And for Tammy, are you going to be the top dog here? Because I can't lie, I like Tammy, but for me, I'm trying to play. If any young player gets opportunities, I'm trying to give Martinelli that personally. I know Tammy's ahead of him as a striker, but I'm trying to give it to Martinelli. I'm trying to see Aubameyang return to goal scoring ways. Lacazette, if he's here, I'm not going to sit here and kid myself. I would personally utilize Lacazette if he stays. So again, Tammy, it could be the same thing. Well, not the same, but a similar thing at Chelsea. In that, are you going to be first choice? For me, you should be going West Ham. And them things there. Build up your name, play regular football. You know, if you go West Ham and you play regular football in a World Cup year, there's no way you can't get in ahead of Ollie Watkins, in my opinion, and cause problems for Calvert-Lewin. You've got more to your game than Dominic Calvert-Lewin, so you could get into the English side. Are you going to do that at Arsenal? I don't know, people. You know, like I said, for me, his link-up play isn't quite to the standard I think we need. And it would need to be worked with, and the confidence and all the things I've said. You know, Arteta would probably use him as a rotational player like he does with the other strikers. I think Arteta likes Eddie, Balogun and Lacazette. I mean, not Balogun, Aubameyang, Lacazette and Eddie and Nketiah, who were the three primary strikers. You've seen at times they've all been the undoubted starter. But whether it's been Aubameyang off the left, Laka not always starting 90 minutes, Eddie coming out of the team, he likes their strengths. And I've said it before, I think if he could add all of them together, he'd have his striker. But you can't do that. I don't think he's quite convinced. So as a fan, on their place to make them a regular. So I can't, again, there might be something I don't know, but I can't look at Aubameyang, Lacazette, not Eddie, but Eddie to paint the picture and then say, cool, these lot weren't really felt by Arteta consistently. How the hell is Tammy? Because Tammy's link-up playing good enough, you know. I was quite shocked with how poor Tammy actually is in the air and his hold-up play for a big man, if I'm completely honest with you. I like Tammy, but I do think he's had to rely on his pause. He's had to rely on his size a lot in football, and I think it's just hitting him. He's got a good record. He's done it in the Championship. He's done respectable things in the league. Technically, I don't know if he finished it, but what was he? Was he not like Chelsea's top goal scorer until he got rubbed out, people? Again, we'll look at the statistics last season. Tammy only got seven goals / assists last season. You sure that's true? Are you sure? You know, again, I trust you lot, so I'm gonna find that myself. But I can't lie, I don't believe you, bro. But I want you to be right. I want you to be right, because again, I swear he was their top goal scorer at a time. If he's their top goal scorer with 7 goals / assists, I don't believe that. And it is what it is. I mean, you know, whatever you say about Tammy, there's something there. You know, 26 appearances in 89 Premier League games, and how many of them have been starters? Some of that is probably affected by when he was at Swansea and he was a young guy and it was a tough season for everybody. Yeah, all right, cool, you're right. 6 goals, 2 assists, 12 in all comps. But again, he only played 22 times, people. So again, he probably would have hit double figures. I wonder what his top goal scoring season is. So big up you, Josh, man. You was going to get blocked if you done me dirty. Yeah, man played 90 minutes once in the Champions League, as you can see there. What's all these irrelevant things, man? Make sure this is the right season. Trust me. There we go. Fair play. You know, he started off all right. He scored a scumbag goal against us, and then he got rubbed out. So he's been a bit part player. And it's the same things, you know. It's the catch-22 as a striker, people. That's not what we're here to speak about first. It's catch-22 as a striker, people. In that. The modern day, you can't, you know, goals are, you know, Lacazette, he's got a lot about him. He can drop deep, he can do all of these things, but he's not a prolific goal scorer. As a striker, you're only going to be so good if you, depending on what goals. You can have the link-up play, you can have the work rate, you can get the best out of other players, you could be the perfect link-up man. People could say you'd be better in 4-4-2 days. You can have all of that, but regardless, if you're not scoring 20 league minimum and beyond that, even 20 league goals is shunned upon. In my opinion, you can only be so good as a striker. That's why for all Lacazette's strengths, there's not really a logical reason to give him a new deal. But then again, you have the flip side of it, where you've got someone that, like, we've actually got perfect examples. Aubameyang, his hold-up play and link-up play is better than people give him credit for, but it's not levels. What allows him is the goal scoring, you know. he can't rely on the goal scoring, because you take that away, you're not bringing nothing into it. So you can see the catch-22 of life. And that's why Thomas Tuchel wants to rub him out. He clearly can score goals, but he's not. Why do you think Werner plays ahead of him? Werner does everything well apart from scoring. Werner's got more to his game than Tammy. I'd rather Tammy, but I can understand why Werner's more so in that system, because he fits it a bit better. I don't know for intelligence, but he just got a bit more about him. But fundamentally, goals, bad games, and that's not what Thomas Tuchel necessarily cares about. Saying that, they're trying to buy Haaland allegedly, and Lukaku, and even Lewandowski's been linked with Chelsea. Please make sure you're hitting the like button and subscribing on Twitch. People, please get your opinions in. As I said, it all depends where you read this, because I don't think we're signing Tammy. We're just here to speculate. Fabrizio Romano came out early doors and said Arsenal are currently not in advanced talks for Tammy Abraham. They are informed on his situation as they like him, but it's not an advanced deal yet. Chelsea, are aware of Arsenal's interest, but have not received any official bid from Arsenal as of today. So I personally would have expected Tammy Abraham to be, I don't know how high on the list, but a list of strikers in the event that Lacazette does leave, in my opinion. And then based on reports, it's gone on beyond that. So that's what Fabrizio Romano has said, people. But then you look at the Daily Mail, Arsenal are set to win the race for one-to-way striker Tammy Abraham, with Mikel Arteta looking to strike a loan agreement, including a 40 million buy obligation, as rivals Tottenham and West Ham struggle to meet Chelsea's demands. Arsenal reportedly the favourites to sign Chelsea sought after striker Tammy Abraham, with Mikel Arteta looking to wrap up a loan deal. The 23-year-old, who scored in a pre-season victory over Peterborough last week, has been made surplus to requirements by Thomas Tuchel and is expected to depart the club this summer. Arsenal are one of several teams chasing Tammy Abraham, including Tottenham, West Ham, but now look set to beat their rivals to his signature. So our name, like it could always be, could just be used to pressure whoever actually is buying him to get it done. According to The Sun, Chelsea are prepared to let Tammy Abraham join the Gunners on loan this season if a 40 million obligation to buy clause is included in the deal. Tammy is understood to have sentimental feelings towards Arsenal, having grown up supporting the club and idolising Henry, as you'd expect a young striker living in London to have. But, that's all irrelevant. Arsenal would likely pay a large chunk, if not all of his wages, to sign him on loan, which would see Chelsea's wage bill reduced by 80k. So again, if we're signing him on loan, you probably have to let Laka or Aubameyang go, because how do you justify paying 80,000? It's not the most, but how do you justify bringing in a striker without adjusting other areas? And then he'd probably be third choice at the start of it, which doesn't make any sense, people. Maybe second if he can eclipse Lacazette. It don't really make sense, really and truly. Again, when we have to manage stuff. Obviously, if you think he's an opportunity too good to turn down, but yeah, this is the pretty damning one, isn't it? Tuchel is desperate to sign a top quality striker this season as he looks to build on his incredible Champions League triumph. And again, he doesn't reckon he can do that with Tammy. You heard Tammy was offered to Dortmund to try and grab someone. The one thing that might keep Tammy at Chelsea is you don't know what's happening in relation to their pursuit for a striker. You've seen Armando Borja, the young Albanian international who's recently, made his debut at full club level, was at Vitesse. He's signed a new deal and he'll probably fill Tammy's role this season if Tammy does leave. So they're keeping a couple people around the squad. So again, it probably just is nonsense, people. Chelsea are prepared to let Tammy join Arsenal on loan to speed through the deal. We're emerging as favourites in a three-way chase. Now, I personally think West Ham want him. Tottenham, I can't lie. If I'm Chelsea, I'm not trying to do business with Tottenham, because you, man, probably wouldn't let us get Kane. If there's something to be done there with Kane, Kane and some money and Tammy for Kane, then we can talk. I think West Ham's the only team that's legitly proper interested in him. And somehow some journalists is just getting a payday out of this, really. And he'd be a fantastic signing for West Ham and money well spent, in my opinion, because he just needs a platform, people. So yeah, all the reports seem to be quite consistent in us being linked with Tammy Abraham. Obviously, Giroud has joined AC Milan as well. So we'll have to see what happens in that regards. I don't know how true this is, but you lot, I swear they must listen to my live streams. If we're going to get anyone from Chelsea, for me, people, it should be this Tino Livramento. If you lot remember when he played on the under-23s against us, he gave Joe Lopez a torrid time, if I remember correctly. He's a right back I've seen a decent amount of. Apparently, Brighton are the ones closest to getting him. So you can imagine the payday they're going to get when they do sell him and Lamptey, or indirectly they have a replacement for either or. He's a very good fullback. He's able to go forward. He's good 1v1. He's 18, so there's a lot of development. But I think he'd be better than what we've got in our academy. And I think there's a role in his first team. Like, first half of the season, learn your craft, second half of the season and beyond, he could be a good find for us and he'd have resale value. I personally would love that, you know, but again, Chelsea are probably not going to make it easy for us to obtain that player. If we're going to sign anyone, it should be him, in my humble opinion. When you look at Tammy, you know, he did only bag 6 times. He still ended up their top goal scorer with 12, but he's played minimalness. You know, he only played 231 minutes of their Champions League campaign. Quite harsh. Where is the... trying to find historically his goals for Chelsea, because he's not dead. Like he's not pleasing on the eye, but he's not dead. You know, there is something to build upon. You know, 40 appearances, 26 goals for Aston Villa, 26 goals for Bristol in 48, and 30 in 82 for Chelsea, coupled with 12 assists. Not too many of them were probably in big games in that. Well, he scored against us, but there's something there. He turns 24. He's still young. You know, I don't know if he'll ever be mentioned in the same bracket as these strikers, but where was Aubameyang, Harry Kane, and Jamie Vardy at 23? None of them were regulars in the Premier League, forgive me if I'm wrong, or in whatever they were doing. They weren't as household names as they were at 26, 27, 28, 29. So it's all that, but I don't think it's going to happen. But that's what I feel in it. That's my opinions on Tammy Abraham, people. Let me take in a bit more of what you guys are saying. Please make sure you're smashing the like button and all of those sort of things, folks. Obviously, after this, I'll be at 3 o'clock. I'll be going live again. So please make sure you've set your reminders and you've hit the like button at my next watch along. Please make sure you're subscribing on Twitch. You know, Deluded Gooner, again, appreciate you lot. Please make sure you're checking out the DG merch as well. Again, links have all been filtered in. You should be seeing the merchandise at the bottom of this vid. So it is what it is, man. Big up yourself as well. We need a prolific striker. I want to bring, if we're bringing in a striker, I'm open to it, but it should be evidently better than what we have. Tammy might long-term be better than what we have, but right now he isn't that. I'm just seeing... I don't know what I'm going to get. I don't know if you're the first choice. £40 million. I don't really see it. I'm not really buying it, man, personally. It is what it is, man. We need to make that an option, not an obligation. You know, it'd be suicidal for Chelsea to let him go with under them circumstances, because he's got a year left. They need to probably move him on. What other opinions have we got, man? Man, them need to start putting respect on Marina's name. 50 for Morata and now 40 for Tammy. I mean, how much did you pay for Morata? But you're right, Marina does her thing. Really good example of stuff. You know, good money, you know, also made Giroud sign a new deal. So it's only $1 million, but you sold him. You got a little piece. And that's one thing I like about Chelsea. Obviously, it must be gutting seeing all of these young players leaving, but that's the reality of the situation. If you can get 40, 50 million for Tammy, you know, if you can get a respectable fee for Tomori and the rest of them, these guys might go off and become bad boy footballers similar to Kevin and Salah and Lukaku and Pete. Chelsea fans might sit there and say, what happened? But it's a business, innit? You know, and it's not everyone is going to come from the academy and play. It's impossible. You know, if you're going to get, and Tammy can leave with his head held high, bro. Man's played 80 something times, I just said, for Chelsea or something. I might be gassing it, but he's played a lot of times for Chelsea. He's technically won Champions League, so he can leave with his head held high. It's not everybody, and that's something I would like my club to understand. Not everyone has to always come on the journey. Certain players are going to do what Saka is doing in the Arsenal aspect. First name on the team sheet, star boys. Certain men are going to be squad players. Certain men are going to be utility players. Certain people are going to be not quite star boys, but first team regulars in that. Certain people are going to be here for a season in and out. And certain people just can't help us on the journey. Like Eddie, with respect to Eddie, he might become a bad boy striker in a few years, but he might need to go elsewhere to grow, and we might need him to go elsewhere, sort of thing. So if you can get decent money, you know, I just said he's got a year left, and it's a rare one with Chelsea that you see a man or a young player he's going down into his last year. It's a rare one. You barely see that. Where you look at us, you've got Eddie, you've got Nelson. You know, we dodged the bullet, God's grace, with Saka. You know, Smith Rowe probably signs a new deal, but we don't know where it is. So that's one thing I admire about Chelsea. You lot are proactive with that sort of thing, but you're going to make mistakes. Things are going to happen. You know what? You've seen Gurhey leave. One other brother is leaving. It begins with an S, one centre half. You know, Hart Paris, Livramento, Lewis Bate going to Leeds. I don't know if that's the right way for him in terms of breaking into a team, but he wants to go there. You're going to have this, you know, and to be honest, if you don't make it at Chelsea, you have half of, you know, If you get released by Chelsea, the only way is up, in my opinion, because you start having careers, you know, Medley, Brewster, even the other, people don't even remember. His brother's just signed the scholarship, Elise, you know, he got released from Chelsea. He's gone to Reading, he's done all right, sort of thing. So, yeah, man, but less of the praise in the boys in blue and them thing there, man. But you're right, still 463 people locked in. Please make sure we're having good manners and we're hitting that like button, people. Where are we at in terms of likes? Let me pre that one as well. 185 likes, people. We're off to a great start. Please keep running that up, people. I'm very appreciative. Can we get to 200? Big up the Twitch gang, Rico Fly. Hope you have a great day, my brother. Always brightening my day with constant content. Keep pushing, bro. Always, man. I appreciate that. B, I appreciate that as well, man. Let's get to 200 likes, man. Come on, man. I don't see the downside in getting him on loan without that obligation, though. If he plays cheats, then don't play him. But then again, Arteta will find a way to play him. Bro, then it's silly because, again, this is Arsenal's problem. We have big transfers, yeah, and we say that's mismanagement, but we don't talk about these loan signings or these free transfers. For me, it's just, I don't have nothing against Tammy. If he comes, it's just about justifying it, you know, justify why he's in there. Because for me, if you've got no upside, then you're developing a player for someone else. You're putting them in the shop market for someone else if there is no obligation to buy. You know, if he comes and he bangs it, you know, what happens there? And again, it would be silly for Chelsea to let him go on loan without an obligation or something because his deal's running down. Oh, Daily Mail are wassing it. Like I said, don't shoot the messenger. It's just something to talk about, man. You know, it's just an excuse for me to be online with you lot, in it. So this is them, in it. Tammy is not it. Isn't great technically on the ball or in the air despite his height. If Oba and at times Laka struggled last season, what makes you think Tammy will kick on over here? Interesting comments, and you can't really disagree, man. It's crazy, isn't it? Meaty. You lot are harsh though. Tammy showed he was good, but last season he was overshadowed. It happens. I just don't think the manager likes you, bro. Big up Brixton in the building. It happens in football. Tammy's just not the guy for Thomas Tuchel. Because there's no way, on current form, there's no way to play Werner over Tammy. It's just he doesn't like you, you know. Fam, there's no point getting caught up. Forget who people support when they were young, man. Like, it's done, innit? Like, once you're in that environment, you have to be professional, man. Like, him being an Arsenal fan is not relevant, but it's the same fan base that were, you know, who's that? I don't even remember his name. Jenkinson. Man wanted to keep Jenkinson just because he's an Arsenal fan and he's a grown man with Arsenal pillows. Come on now, man. Fans always talk about being harsh and being critical and stuff. They're never critical when it comes to shit players or people that, you know, have love dramas around them or whatever, man. It is what it is. Tammy scored against us. Not really an achievement. Everyone could score against us, really. 200 likes checked. Thank you very much, people. Can we now start our assault to 300? We're at 224. Great start, man. Will you be happy if Laka is sold and sign Abraham? On the basis of the players, not necessarily the individuals, but you've let your older striker go, you've brought in a young one, so you have addressed the area. Not really, because I don't mind Tammy. I actually like Tammy, but I can't justify it. I don't know how he improves this team. He might improve as a footballer, but I don't know how he improves this team. And, you know, if you're bringing in a striker of all places, where I think we need to look for a striker, there could be an elephant in the room with, you know, Lacazette not being a 20 league goal man, with Aubameyang losing his goal scoring boots. But is that Tammy Abraham? You know, and it's all about justifying it. I'm not saying it's the worst option, but if he signs for us and it doesn't bang, someone's got to answer for it, and not enough people are held accountable. You know, I'd rather try and find an equivalent, you know, that's playing in the lower league somewhere or whatever, because it's less of a risk. 40 M's. He's a decent player, but I don't know, are you significantly better than what we have? You know, we're already you know, I think a lot of our goals could be, a lot of our attack could be fixed with better coaching, because we're ninth for goals, people. Ivan Toney, big up Con, we'll see in the Prem. He's got to pass that Prem test for a year for me. I like him, but I'm not convinced in terms of me sitting here and screaming, yo, sign for Arsenal. I don't think he's got enough about him, in my humble opinion. But a lot can change, man. A lot can change. Martinelli shafted again if Tammy comes, but we do need another striker, whether it's Tammy or not. I refuse another season of Aubameyang's insanity. Tammy to Arsenal, is it from a reliable source? By the way, Chelsea paid 69 million for Morata and got all 69 back. Loan fee plus obligation to buy. Tammy is contracted until 2022. So yeah, they have to make a decision on the guy's deal, man. You know, and that's another thing, because you don't want to be putting someone in the shop window for a next club. Like, if it's like Odegaard, it's the same logic. You ain't got no buy option. You know, when Tammy's playing well for us, if it did happen, you know, you're developing a player for Chelsea. Chelsea say thank you. You know, thank you. He's got a year left. He'll have interest now. You know, we wanted 40 million last season. No one come with it. We're gonna get our 50 million. Thank you for developing him. That's dead. As a Villa fan, Tammy is great if you create chances for him. Still needs work on aspects of his game, though, to be a top player. Trust me. And for me, it's the lack of proactiveness with Tammy. He doesn't, as a striker and as a defender, it's centre half especially, you've got to be proactive. Tammy just waits for things to happen. There's how many times you see balls when he was playing whipped across Chelsea's box. Someone's just got a gamble. You just follow in. You can grab a tap in. He doesn't. He's there with his hands on his head like a fan. And that sort of stuff is mainly, yeah, you can do the training thing, bare balls on the field, mannequins and that, but it's about changing your thinking. Look at Sterling. His thinking has changed. You know, he understands to do several other things. So yeah, man, he's a decent squad player. But are we spending 40 million on a squad player? I thought our days were done of that, really. You know, it's absolute mazzoline, man. Not with this Tammy move, no room for profit once Balogun or Martinelli develop into first team players. Not sure that's true. He's 23, but I agree with what you're saying, man. Absolute madness. It is a madness. You know, we would have got fleeced. I'd rather try a mad risk, man. If we got top four, then then I assume you're saying then we must be in the hat for Haaland for sure. I think you're dream chasing. Arsenal will never, ever, 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 ever be in the race for Haaland. I'd love to be wrong, but let's be serious, man. Let's make sure everyone is hitting the like. We could have 500 likes by now. I appreciate the members and big up to C for making sure you lot don't forget. I know we're having great chat, but make sure you're hitting the like button, man. I don't think Eddie needs to be replaced. Like, I just think Balogun, well, for me, Project Martinelli through the middle. You've got Balogun there. Let's see how good or not Balogun is. I'd rather that, really. So it's a bit of a it's a mad myth, if I'm completely honest with you. So yeah, man, that's Tammy Abraham, really and truly. Mbolo is another one I'd rather stay clear, man. You know, I want him to have a breakout season, and then I'd rather just try pay for him because he's been on the scene for a while, man. Stop spamming. You're just gonna get blocked, and nothing is going to get answered. Please. Tammy has all the tools on paper, but he just doesn't use them. Sounds a bit like certain managers, but you're right, man. Need the scouts to start earning their coin and find hidden gems in other leagues for pennies. Trust me, we need to do that, and we need to move quick because we have found gems. It's just things haven't worked out. And again, you know, it's not always been our fault. For instance, we had Valverde on trial at Arsenal, and we couldn't get a work permit. Maybe if we had a team like Vitesse, like Chelsea, maybe we could have signed Valverde, loaned him out there, revised the situation, and gone back. You know, it's these sort of things. Big up the Cypriots and everyone from Cyprus. Not sure what side of Cyprus you are, but love to you. And, you know, I haven't seen Cyprus in the building too much, so I appreciate that. So it is what it is, people. What we're gonna do now, we're gonna keep everything coming on. Keep letting me let me know your Tammy Abraham stuff. But you know, originally we were here to speak about obviously what's happening, sadly, with Arsenal's pre-season plans. Sadly, Arsenal's pre-season plans have taken a spanner. You know, a spanner's been thrown into the works. 552 hit the like button. If we look at this is from the Florida Cup. First things first, people. We are disappointed that Arsenal have decided not to participate in the 2021 Florida Cup. We wish the members of the Arsenal travelling party who tested positive for COVID-19 a speedy recovery as we continue making final preparations for the event. We will be in communication with fans who purchased tickets to see Arsenal and Orlando regarding their options. I sympathise with all fans who, you know, that that are in America that don't get the chance to go down. Like I can jump on a train, get a cab or whatever, and be at the Emirates whenever I want. You lot can't. So I feel sorry for you lot, because you're not going to get to see the fans. Obviously, I feel sorry from a health point of view for the players that have tested positive. You know, it obviously throws a spanner in the works in relation to what we're doing in pre-season. You know, fans have been robbed of a chance. The football players have been robbed of a chance. You know, has Balogun been to America before? You know, I look at them young inner city London kids like Maitland Niles. What, you've been on a couple pre-season, you've been America, China, these sort of places. But, you know, football allows these guys to visit the world. And some other footballers in the first team, I don't know if Lokonga, Tavares, El Nene, I'm just throwing El Nene out there. I don't know how much of the world these guys have seen. So it robs them of the chance. And obviously staff as well. It robs us of togetherness. It robs us of special togetherness sort of moments like you see, you know, in Dubai. Guendouzi's a bad example, but you heard a lot of stories coming out about seeing the players seeing a different side to Arteta seeing a different side to players. As much as this is about, well, yeah, technically he was born in America. Yeah, I always forget that. I forget that. So yeah, my man's seen America in it. You know, I don't know how Scaley's seen America. Has he seen all of America? You see, I saved myself. So yeah, you get the point though. Balogun, El Nene, whoever. The fact is, Bear Man ain't seen all of the world, so they get to see that. Obviously, as much as pre-season is about tactics and fitness and all of these sort of things, people, it's about togetherness. You know, why do you think you always see footballers go to the pub, or you used to? Because you get that camaraderie together. You know, when you start to like each other beyond football, you know, you're going to fight for each other. How many of you have played football with your boys that you've played, you know, that you've played football with for years? You know, that you not even just played football with, you know, you've probably got into some madnesses, you've gone school with, you've done all of these things. So when you're playing on a football field, you're fighting for them more. You want to win more. If someone tries to trouble them, you're backing it more. It's these sort of things that builds togetherness, and we're being robbed of that chance. Obviously, from a basic point of view, we're being robbed. You know, we're being robbed of a proper preseason. Now, I don't think there's any excuses, because you've seen these sort of incidences happening with clubs now. Pre-season's getting disrupted. We have to have considered it. We need contingency plans. You know, for the players that haven't tested positive, and you know, obviously quarantine and things. There's other different ways we can do. You know, we heard Arteta. I heard you gave these lot homework when you first came in. Give yourself homework. Give them some more homework. Can you do some Skypes and work from things on a tactical point of view? Because you don't always have to be on a football field. You know, there's other things we can do and ways we can get around them. So while I sympathize with this, there's only so much excuses that I can accept, if I'm completely honest with you guys, people, in relation to if we do not have a decent season, the lack of preseason or the spanner in the works. We all knew it was a fallacy to have a perfect preseason with what's going on in the world right now, people. So as you could see here, before I look at the other articles, people, you know, there's still no excuses. Send them homework, you know, find contingency plans, do something, you know, there's still something there. And while we've been robbed of a chance to go to America, you know, there's something to be said of, you know, can we use that to our advantage? Obviously, when London Coley is open and things like that, can we use that to our advantage? Because now we don't have to travel. You know, there is traveling, all of that stuff takes chunks out of how long you're able to train with the team, time difference, jet lag, all of these things are not a problem. Obviously, if London Coley is allowed open, the people that are positive have to stay away, but then it can make it easier because we're at our training base, we're working, we're doing whatever. Or could we go back to Scotland? Could we go St George's Park, the national stadium? There's things we could do in England, you know, and it probably could make getting transfers in and out easier because we're not on the other side of the world. There's still time for Arteta to plan, you know. As you can see here, the most important, I'm not going to lie, the most important part of pre-season for me with him is being disrupted, because this is the second half of pre-season. The play games are gone now. You know, the season starts in a couple of weeks. Fair enough, it's not going to be, you know, to the same level of if we played them in the Prem, but you've now got Chelsea and Spurs and then Brentford. Things are getting real, you know, and it's been ruined. But at the same time, shift happens. In life, things happen. You can plan for everything and it happens. And I think the last 18 months, 2 years have shown everyone, I'm not trying to be critical, but shift happens. We have to have considered this. You know, did we really think it was going to be kumbaya? You know, we're over this COVID stuff, and we're probably still going to see more. Me personally, I think in the UK, we're going to see a lockdown before the end of the year, because you're seeing cases rise and things are being opened up and stuff like that. And I mean, it doesn't take a genius to work these things out. Like I said, regardless, there are no excuses. Man are not going to care. Man and women, I keep saying man are, people are not going to care better yet if we're 8th in December, if we've not won certain games, if no, people don't care. And that goes for everyone, not just Arteta. There's no time for that. Things still need to get done. There's still time to plan. The excuses aren't really there, if I'm completely honest with you. But I do sympathize with them, because you look at it, you look at this, people. You know, US trip off after positive COVID test. Now, David Ornstein was the first guy I saw break it. Following a small number of positive COVID tests among the planned party to travel to America tomorrow, we have sadly been forced to withdraw from the Florida Cup. So first and foremost, health is wealth. Hopefully, you know, nobody has any serious problems with contracting this. Hopefully everybody's cool, you know. It disrupts everybody's. Second of all, obviously it harms collective preseason, but individual preseason, you know. I don't know who was the first team, but I'd imagine there would have been a couple of young players tagging along, you know, some young players that might have ended this tour and went out on loan or doing whatever, go back to the 23s or 18s. There probably would have been a couple of those to make up the numbers. So they've been robbed of a chance of showing Arteta what it's about. They've been robbed, you know. Every men's team's preseason now at the senior levels has been disrupted. Our under 18s and 23s, we had to close London Coley. I don't know how it's contracted, but there's a small number of positive tests. And obviously the club are going to play it down. They don't want a circus, so they're never going to tell you the actual number. But a small number out of a 25-man team, a small number could be 7, you know. There's an issue. And that 7 could have done a madness elsewhere. So we'll have to see. So I sympathize with everyone. And obviously it doesn't help Arteta, because let's just, it feels a bit disgusting to really use this as an example, but let's just say what Leno's in there, you know, couple of people got it. Let's just say Tierney's cool, Bellerin's cool. I mean, Chambers is cool because he's going to be our first choice right back if nothing happens. But let's just say Gabriel and Ben White is signed for this club. Ben White and Gabriel have got it. Leno's got it, but Chambers and Tierney are fit, so you can't, and we want to work with our defense. So obviously you can only work with your defense so much. So these things are clangers, these things are going to happen, but we have to live with it. You know, even from midway through the season, people are going to contract COVID. It's one of them ones there. Health is wealth. It's disappointing, but fundamentally, hopefully everybody's safe. We fully understand what a disappointment this is for our supporters in America who were looking forward to seeing us compete in the Florida Cup as part of our preseason build-up. Our apologies also go to the organizers of the Florida Cup, who had done a fantastic job making the preparations, and our partners who had arranged events around our participation in the tournament. We are glad to say members of staff are currently not displaying any COVID symptoms. They are now in self-isolation at home. We are making alternative arrangements in line with Premier League protocols to continue our preparations for the new season. We hope everyone understands this difficult situation, which is beyond anyone's control. I don't think anyone can't not people, because it's an issue. As you lot know, Arsenal cancelled pre-season tour to the USA after a small number of COVID cases within the squad. And again, it doesn't matter who's got it, who hasn't got it. It has disrupted it, but we're going to have to deal with it. You know, shift happens, as I keep saying, people. It happens, you know. We're going to have to obviously schedule some other games because we've been robbed of, you know, it. I don't know nothing about the Colombian side, but playing Inter Milan and Everton, 2 good opportunities to get significant minutes and good workouts. You know, the Colombian side probably would have given it to us. So we've been robbed of 3 games. So obviously we've got to probably schedule some friendlies, more so than we've done in previous seasons. And then probably got to move base. You know, can we, you know, England's a big place. I haven't seen much. To me, seeing much is going to Tottenham Court Road from North London. So you could imagine there must be a little remote place you lot can go. Whether you can find teams to play up there, I don't know. Whether you have to play among yourselves, I don't know. Because again, COVID's an issue. It's disrupted us, but it is what it is, man. We're going to have to deal with it. So we've been robbed of 3 friendlies. We're going to have to deal with it. We're going to have to just do a get back. I'm trying to see if this article in particular has anything that hasn't been said, people. It hasn't. So it is what it is in that regards. It's unfortunate, but we're going to have to just deal with it. There's no other way around it, really and truly, folks. 48. Hit the like button if you haven't. Obviously, you know, the good news is there's 2 live streams from me. Big up the 12 people, 13 including myself, who have hit the like button. You know, on the last video, set your reminders and things, get your opinions in and whatnot. Just before I carry on, folks, again, I know I've said everything, you know, about it. Arsenal pre-season plans to USA cancelled. I know I've said everything, but again, I didn't even read the Athletic. I just saw David Ornstein tweet it. I was gonna go live last night. I thought, like, man, I'm too tired, man. I can't do it. So let me just see if the Athletic has covered anything that I haven't or you haven't seen. Let's just see if their article said anything, because we all know they all recycle the same stuff, but it is what it is, man. Crucially, traveling party. So yeah, it hasn't said anything new. It's just said it's said all here. Right, that's not how you spell Arsenal. What's all of that? But yeah, that's that. What are you guys saying though, man? Almost 600 of you locked in. Please make sure you're hitting those like buttons, folks. We're at 327. I'm very appreciative of that. It could be worse. And you know what? We've hit the likes, but I promise is, well, nobody's asked for the goal, so I ain't doing it. Yeah, bro, you gotta let that be known. But maybe if we get to 400, but yeah. I don't think he's an upgrade on Lacazette. The only thing he could probably do that Lacazette can't is get me 20 league goals, probably, if you played. But I don't think you, as a footballer, you can chat to him. Big up to you, DG. Hope you're good, bro. Keep up the good work. Hope you're having a good week and had a good weekend too. Much love and safe, my guy. Stay safe, my guy. AJ, I appreciate that. Man, I'm starting to feel the Twitch community better, man. The trolls ain't even got in there yet, man. Is what it is. Who's being racist? I didn't say nothing. What the hell? What did I do? I wasn't racist. The hell? Had to save myself. You lot are unforgiving, bro. All right, cool. You man don't what you say, bro. You get the point I was making. How much has man seen America? Everyone's there. Oh, Balogun's been America. Oh, you lot, man. Allow me, bro. You were getting the point, bro. Like, he's American. Yes, he's American. He's born in America. I don't know how much he's seen of the world, but you lot were getting the point. You know, brownie points for everyone who said Balogun was born in America. We all know who could kick ball and who was about 16, 17 still collecting match attacks. Yeah, well, he actually was born in America. BJ, what's he talking about? You know, Kieran Tierney was born in the Isle of Man, so he could have played for England. You man get the point. How many man, if you don't want to do that, how many men are born in America or born in a country and they've just left it? You lot are different, man. Appreciate it. And you're right, man. If I save myself, the comments gone. It's a shame. Keep the opinions coming, people. Nah, that's deep, man. I think Tammy will make a career about scoring goals, but Berahino, he just rubbed out early. I don't know what happened to him, man. He's already done better than Yaya Sanogo. Let's be a bit fair to him. Basuma is going to Liverpool. Good signing for Liverpool. Great signing for Liverpool, if that's true. Sup, DG, I wouldn't mind. Tammy, man said Tavares is confirmed, right? Where have you been in the last few weeks, bro? He literally scored in pre-season. V, you're not going to see that. You know, that's something that's never going to happen in life. You're not going to see fans hold equal accountability to everyone, because that's what I feel. The variables that Arteta can control, he needs to be criticized. The players criticized. Kroenke criticized, and consider how individually they all might be to blame more, or they might have, you know, if we've lost more at the weekend, obviously that's more Arteta's fault than historically Kroenke. But it's like we're not able to understand as a collective how everything ties into one thing. You know, you always just blame one singular facet. You know, we've got fans that we might have two centre mids. One fan or set of fans is team this guy and team that guy, and then they start slating the other. That's one thing I hate about not just Arsenal, but the modern day football fan. I'm sure United have probably seen it. Rashford and Greenwood. Chelsea probably had a couple. Arsenal always get them. It started with the Wilshere Ramsey stuff. It gets a bit moist. Really and truly. Traveling that far was only about raising the club's profile abroad. Yeah, Arteta could have rotated the squad, but that being said, don't think he'll know his best 11 come early August. Bit harsh, and obviously it is going to be about that, and obviously seeing bits of the world and, you know, training in other circumstances, man. You know what? Can we even hit up the bio sign? George, I feel so sorry for you. I'm heartbroken they cancelled the game. I'll have to find another time to watch my team F COVID. Hopefully you get to do it a year from now, man. I know it's dead. I know it's dead, me saying that, but hopefully, man. You got the Twitch gang. Come on, man. All right, G1. It will only be. I don't know how long it's gonna stay like that. I'm on the Twitch. I'm on the Twitch tab and I can see it. I can't bring it up. I don't know where the comment is, but K Swift, the legend, has said, if we sign a player like Maddison and Oba/Laka don't find their shooting boots, do you see Arsenal experimenting with a false nine? Well, you have to. I mean, certain man semi-finals of a big cup game, we'll throw it. We're experimenting false nine. So when there's a reason to do it, you don't think he will? I would prefer just to let Martinelli do it. Then, you know, give Balogun his opportunities as well. But cool. Anyone being racist, straight block, man. No timeouts block. We ain't got time for ignorance, man. I can never control it all, but you know, you're seeing people tuned in from all different countries, all looking different, and we all love football and things, and there's just no need for racism. So, like, man, like, just get the hell out of it. Top 8 prediction, I don't know, man. Talk to me in August about that, but City gonna be there. I think Chelsea are going for the league this year, probably. In no order, City, Chelsea. I mean, you've got to probably throw Liverpool there. You throw United there. I don't know, man. I hope Villa do it because I actually want Villa to do a madness. If Arsenal are not going to be serious, I'm just supporting the underdogs. Leicester, Villa, all of them teams there. Go and complicate the Champions League football for the others, man. If we end up buying Ramsdale, it would be the worst transfer of the season. Hasn't Pepe played striker before? Yeah, under Bielsa, but big up my guy. Do you think we need a striker right now? Unless we sell Laka, I think we should target a left wing plus 10 for more chances. Personally, I don't think we need a striker or a winger. I'm open to well, for a winger is more if a situation develops where you can bring me something that is better than what we have, like the benchmark being Pepe and Saka. If you can find someone that's got levels to be better than them or a situation that we wouldn't have found ourselves in, you have to do it. Striker, I'm open to leaving it because I do think, like I said, we're 9th for attack. I do think a lot of our things can be solved with Arteta's coaching and changing it. A lot could be changed. But obviously, with the backdrop of Lacazette's contract, with the age Lacazette and Aubameyang are at, with Aubameyang's loss of form, it's an elephant in the room that needs to get addressed. Personally, I would rather sort out right back, confirm the Ben White signing, confirm another midfield signing. You know, and I'd love another 8 and a 10, but you know, it's looking like Lokonga's that one. Hopefully, we get a 10 or an 8. It's one of the two. Get that. Then when that's all done, then let's entertain a striker sorts. But I definitely don't think we should be obligating 40 million away without dealing with the areas we need to deal with. So I won't say we don't need a striker because like I just explained it, but yeah, man, it's something to consider still. But crucially for me, bro, it has to, like, you have to be bringing in better than what we have. It doesn't matter. Like the problem with Arsenal, we sign halfway, you know, we sign players that are not better than what we have. Like so that we just get a bunch of average players and it gets collapsed, as you lot have already seen time and time again. Really need another striker. Sorry, folks. That was a shameless opportunity to obviously get another timestamp in. I'm never going to miss the opportunity. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. Where are we at in terms of likes, people? 363. 400 and we start spinning them vids. What else have we got? We need Neves and Maddison. Fair play. I'd take that, man. Who's your left wing? You see me, bro? I'm a bit different because for me, I like the fact that there's Martinelli there, there's Saka there, there's Pepe there, there's a couple others. If you want to play, show it. You know, someone has to miss out. Show it. And there's obviously, I think everyone will be okay. There'll be games you might be needed. But if you want to play, show it. Because for me, I'll be saying, look, forget the 10. There's 3 positions right up front. The wings, the 2 wings, and the strikers. I'd say to all my strikers, listen, you are your only reason why you're not playing. You know, one of you is not, if there's 4 man, one of you is not going to play. Make sure it's not you in it. Then you're going to improve and you're going to fix up. Because for me, I love Saka. I like Pepe. You know, I want Martinelli to get a look in. But Saka, for me, is the first name on the team sheet because he's made himself that sort of thing. But if he's slacking off and other men are doing their jobs, come out the team. That's what we need. So I wouldn't say anybody's there. I haven't got really any allegiances. I think Pepe and Saka, left and right, they should be playing on getting equal opportunities on both. I want to see them swapping in games more so as well because they're both devilish on either side. You know, things don't have to be fixated. Ironically, the only things I kind of want to see fixated is the centre half pairing. I want to know what our first choice centre half pairing is at some point as an Arsenal fan. And without, you know, everyone can see midfield needs to be addressed. I need to see, first things first, I want to see one working partnership. Hopefully it's Aouar and Partey, yin and yang, or like someone said, Neves and Partey. That's my first one I want to see. Then obviously we need to have multiple partnerships, injuries, loss of form, AFCON next year. There's things that can happen. So then you show me, can it, you know, for our first choice, but Partey and Lokonga can work together. You know, Lokonga and this guy can work together. When there's no Partey and no Lokonga, there's these two that can work together. So we need that. First and foremost, we need to just, you know, we need to get the first meal. Right now, we're just eating, you know, we're just eating. We ain't even got butter. It's just processed cheese sandwiches. That's the first midfield target. Then, I mean, partnership I'm talking about. Then you can start talking about Hakkasan and all of these other things. Once we've saved up our money and we've making sure we're paying our bills, then we can be a bit more illustrious. But I want to see a bit more stability. We do have a lot of strikers, and this is why we need to solve what we're doing with some, you know, Eddie. I don't want to say Eddie's gone in it because he's not gone in it, but Eddie's probably the only one you look at and say, he's not got a future. But I don't know with Balogun, you know, Balogun, I can't actually rule out going on loan. I don't think he will, but you can never rule out these things, especially when you keep being linked with strikers. There's no smoke without fire. You're right, Said. I'd rather give Martinelli and Balogun chances to show their levels, but unfortunately, you're going to have to get blocked because I've just seen you started spamming, bro. We're trying to fix up on the spamming, bro. So sorry, man. That'll be your last comment. You know, Justin, big up the Trinis because you're just doing flags. I'm going to allow you, but please don't spam. You know, there's a lot of people typically locked in and you're ruining it, man. Big up everyone, man. G1, we're going to be speaking about that Maitland-Niles and Maddison deal in my next watch along. I've purposely been leaving that. So, yeah, make sure you're all there. Big up to S is in the comments already. Shout out to Raz because he's got some idiot must have been saying something mad and he's deleted it. You know, I appreciate it. Shout out to Steve for just offering his opinions. Make sure you're setting your reminders and that. As I've said, EG merchandise is also there. And then away from that, you've got to be following on Twitch. Like I said, exclusive Twitch Q&A on Friday. You want to ask questions, you want to be there, make sure you're there, man. And I appreciate you guys. But yeah, man, what are you lot saying? All or nothing, Doc, gonna start in club isolation. Mad thing. I was so excited to see them live for the first time. Now I'm stuck with an Airbnb, but I'll make the best of it. Oh, that's a shag, George. That breaks my heart knowing you got shag. Well, you can't get the peas back. You can't cancel it. You can't sell it on. You can't say something like, all right, keep my money, I'll come back in a year or something. You might as well just shout a Bedina or go to the club and find a Bedina and get some Henny and turn that loss into a W, man. Oh, that man were on me, you know, I'm good, like, you know, them, come on, bro. Man got right, he was born in America. Man, don't care if he was born in America or Igloo, but I just need to know if you're a good enough striker. You're like, whoa. He was born in America, actually. In 1972, you were wrong, DG. That's how they carry on, man. With the jack-ups and that. Relax, man. But low profile. Trust me. Right back in centre mid at the very least. That's all I'm begging for. For me, centre half as well. I don't think Ramsdale is a bad keeper, but I just don't get it. Like when I said, you know, whatever way we look at it, developing players is a part of this job. So for me, I need my manager to be able to see potential in someone that I can't. You know, if he was to sign Tammy and Tammy became the next Henry, which isn't going to happen, I'd shut my mouth. Ben White, you know, I'm not skeptical about Ben White, but we're all looking. No, let's be real. We all rated him. I therefore wasn't saying I wouldn't have minded him. I obviously have done a video on him before when he's at Leeds, but I weren't saying, oh, when you're asking me the centre halves to sign, I wasn't saying Ben White, and I know a lot of you weren't as well. Like, let's stop capping, sort of thing. And to a degree, let's be real, 50 million for a guy who's played one season in the Prem, English tax, all of these things. It might look like a bargain. Certain people could say it's a bit expensive, you know. But as long as Arteta can see what this guy is going to be at 24, 25, 26, next season, how he can develop, I don't mind. Because coaching is a big part of this. And I think the lines get blurred too much at this football club in that, well, yeah, we need better players. Yeah, there's problems with the owners, but I do think Arteta gets away with not showing a lot from the coaching perspective. And Emre was killed for a lot of this. And this isn't me saying because you said things about Emre, you've now got to get onto him. That's not it. It's just coaching is a massive part of it, people. And when I say that, it's Ramsdale. He's not a bad keeper, but has anyone known? Again, all I care about is a goalkeeper. Can you catch in it? He can catch, but has he? You know, he's got 2 back-to-back relegations, so the price tag should go down. You know, is he a keeper that's known as a good keeper but ball playing as well? No, because he's not of the standard of Alisson and Edison, and I'm not using that as a stick to hit him over the head with, but they're known for being good with their feet. Nobody has said that about Ramsdale or Sam Johnson, really, but nobody said that about Ramsdale. So if you're signing a centre half, allegedly a right back, allegedly a midfielder, you talk about playing out from the back. You've built upon the early foundations Emre set in relation to that. You're letting Leno go. Yeah, Leno, again, you talk about sweeper keeper, ball playing keeper. You don't say that with Ramsdale. I have no doubt Ramsdale will be able to catch and make some big saves, but suddenly, you know, when the ball playing ain't quite to a standard, what's going on there? So do you get it? And also, I'm happy to see us go for Premier League targets, but certain people might say it's lazy, you know, the players we're being linked to. Why are we not finding some lesser profile names? You know, fair enough. I'm sounding like a hypocrite because Lokonga came in, but you get where I'm going with that. So if they know what their plans are for Ramsdale, they've watched him instinctively, they know his weaknesses and how they're going to improve him, why not? Because that's one thing that concerns me about any goalkeeper that comes here. You never see a goalkeeper improve here. And I'm not one to talk about coaching and things, but I have to wonder what's going on with the goalkeeping coaching or our attitudes towards defending and goalkeeping. Because if our attitudes were good enough towards defending, we'd have hella profile prospects to, you know, we all know at Arsenal, you know, there's a bias here. Yeah, Saka's been playing left back, but you know, if you're a sort of techie guy, number 10, poetry in motion, winger, attacking player, you have more of a chance of making it. How many defensive prospects have come through this club? And the ones that have are accidental. Gibbs, accidental. Winger slash midfielder. You know, Bellerin. They bought him from Barcelona, told him from early, yo, you're not going to make it as a winger. You'd be a right back. Bare accidental stuff. There's not no centre halves. That's because of our attitudes historically towards defending and goalkeeping and all of this sort of thing. And, well, not the same, but you look at goalkeeping, no one's improved. We heard the rumours when Fabianski and Szczesny were here about shaky goalkeeping coaches. Has Leno significantly improved? Has nobody see? And then that's it. When Ramsdale comes, I just care about you improving because he's young. We should be saying he's even younger because, you know, it's a bit funny when it comes to goalkeepers and stuff. It is what it is. Arteta just needs to show he can coach these younger players, man, and get them better, because that's a big part. You know, we talk about resale value. How the hell are you going to get resale value if the player don't improve? No, look, if Lokonga don't improve, yeah, you might make your £17 million back, but if he improves to the way he's spoken of, then you should be making a handsome return on that. And again, I do think Arteta has improved players, but it's not significant. I've tried to fight his case in that regards, and I can't. You know, I can sit here and cherry pick and say I think Pepe and Holding look better, but I can't to my friends when I'm talking to them and say, yo, look at this guy before Arteta come in, or his first year under Arteta. Now look at him. You see how different he looks, how better he looks, how wavy he looks. There's not really no clear-cut examples of that. Hopefully next season there is, but you get the point, man. It is what it is in that regards. Loving this live stream, man. Yesterday's live streams were amazing, and we started off in the same vein, man. We're at 363 likes, people. Keep running it up. Twitch. We're at 400. I'm lying. You know what? Stop the beat. Promise is a promise. It's time to spin the goal. Big up everybody locked in. Let me spin the goal, man. Promise is a promise. I only said that because I didn't think we'd get 400.
Against this right back, Charlie.
Yeah, man. Promise is a promise. A promise is a promise. I would say he's improved Chambers and Holding, but not dramatically. I would say as well, I think Holding dramatically, but it's not evident. Like, I can't come here and say evident. Like, if you look at City, you say Sterling and all of these sort of things, bro. And for even Chambers, really, because Chambers was looking decent before his injury. You know, even before Arteta started managing him, he was looking all right in the opportunities he was getting. So again, while I believe you, do you get where I'm going? I have to cherry pick and probably do what they do for VAR and start drawing graphs and that. I can't, you know, I always say football should be made simple. If I can't show it to something, then it's an issue. You talking about Sigurdsson, bro? Dead that, man. I don't want to hear about no wrong'uns out here. Well, you get me? I play for the wrong'uns, but I don't want to hear about no nonsense. Let's say that, come on, I'm not wrong'uns like that. Get me? Anyone doing their madness, they need to go, man. Holding and White will probably see a lot of minutes together, Daniel. You're right. You're right. And, you know, Ben White and Gabriel would need time to develop and things like that. Yo, DG, yo, Benassia vid came up in my feed. It's mad how many sick young players you've let go. He's one of our best players. Brother, I know fans cry about every young player. Fans sat here and cried about Amici and all of these guys, you know, and whatnot. But every so often, there's a player worth crying about, man. And Benassia was that. Marlon was that. Jeffrey Adley wasn't quite that, but was that, you know. There's bare of them. It's frustrating when you just know that they can improve your team. Next live stream, we'll speak about Henderson. Bro, do you think Varane's wages were an issue, or do Arsenal just not know about that life anymore? Why it's still a development team? We're just not in for Varane. I'm sure Varane's wages are going to be comfy, but yeah, man, it is what it is. And that's not even an American accent. It's just a leaky accent, bro. Man said, bro, show the goal once again. If you grab 500 likes, I know you lot won't do that. Do you know what it is? It's because it's ruining it, man. It's because it's ruining it. It's just mashing it up, bro. Like, we're having a good little chat. Everyone's enjoying themselves. Convo is flowing. But people think the world revolves around them to spam consistent times, man. That's true. You know, Saka needs to be managed well. You know, I obviously don't want to over rely on Saka, bro. Like, to the way we was doing it, to the point where the man's evidently looking mentally as well as physically tired. I don't want to keep doing that with him, and obviously Smith Rowe as well. But yeah, man, you're right. We do need other players. But that's what I'm saying. If they're better than what we have, like, if Willian was somehow better than what we had, I'd all be for the free signing. It's just suddenly you sign Willian, you can't justify other young players who might not be good enough, but we don't know, not getting opportunities to play Willian. So if you can find someone that's better than what we have, you know, someone that can play up front and on the wings, Kareem Adeyemi, I'd move heaven and earth to sign him for Arsenal Football Club. That's who I'm going for. You know, I love Balogun. Balogun's game time at this football club will get rubbed out real quick if Kareem Adeyemi is able to come to this club, man. We do need homegrown players and good homegrown players, so I don't mind it. But I would like to see some unearthed gems, because I always look at the countrymen. You know, Pep Guardiola, he signs everyone from all nationalities, but he's signing man from, you know, he's signing man from Spain. You know, Laporte is playing for everyone, but, you know, he's grabbing a Laporte, he's grabbing a Ferran Torres. There's a couple of examples, you know, man. I'm looking at La Liga / that. You know, you look at, you know, who else is there? You know, you look at who brought in Jorginho. Was it Sarri or Conte? I don't even remember, but it must have been an Italian brother. Do you get it? Like, Klopp's German. Fair enough, there ain't too many Germans, but he's looking for players that give a bit of what Germany's been historical about high intensity. I look at us. Yeah, we've grabbed Marie. I don't really see us looking for the Spanish guys and whatnot that might be lesser profiles. We are linked with them. I don't really see the Brazilian ones coming in and whatnot. Like, you get it. In Edu and Arteta's case, I don't really get it. I really don't. That's what I'm saying. You get it? So these sort of things. To be fair to you, it would probably knock Balogun's confidence, but at the same time, I would say, while I care about his confidence, when I look at it from a business point of view, bro, man can't care about it. You know, it's a football club. We have to do the best rights. He signed the deal. No one put a gun to his head. Anything can happen. If a next striker comes in, it probably damages confidence. If a next creative man comes in, it could damage Smith Rowe's or a winger for Saka's. But we're not a play crash. You know, if you're meant to earn it here, earn your right to play. But I do agree with you, Will. You know, if Tammy does come in, I'd be at Balogun like, what going for this thing? You know, what's going on here? But this is why, for me, we need to bring in significantly better. Because then what can you say? Balogun has to hold his hands up. You know, Tammy is better than Balogun at this moment in time. Let's not lie. But you get it. Not gonna lie, these streams are sick. Love chatting about football. Love chatting about football with everyone without people crying and letting biased views get in the way. Yeah, man, we have a laugh and a joke, but we do what we need to do, man. I mean, and again, we've got more spammers. My guy, there's your 5 minutes of fame. You're gone now. I know some of you are doing it innocently, but I've got to start being harsh, man, because it's mashing it up, man. But I don't know if Gnabry could ever return to us. I'd like to think there's a chance, but you got to put the money on the table, and it's a myth. How confident do you feel about Locatelli coming, and do you actually want him? Well, I'd love Locatelli, but we're not getting him. DG, do us a favor and move to Arsenal on a free. We need competition in the right back position. We'd love it, man. We'd love it. I wouldn't mind Tammy, but I'm not entertaining it as long as there's no centre mid that's been brought in, or a right back, or a centre half being officially signed for the club. Hey man, you can say it, but if I get cancelled, man. The physio. Look, gas me each and every time by that goal, man. I hope I get another one like that next season, man. What? Chris, I hear that. If he doesn't want to be at the club, I hear that. The last sentence, I was about to say, right, man, don't want Locatelli, right? I would love Leon Bailey, but that one there is gone, man. That one there is gone. You lot are letting Carl rattle you, my favorite Villa fan. One of the guys that trolls but isn't a troll, man. Appreciate it. Would leave Laka on the bench. Maybe we're letting Aubameyang and Laka go next year because they think they can run it next season with Tammy and Balogun and youth, another striker. Most of our goals have come from wingers anyways. I'm not going to lie. As much as I'm team Martinelli and team Balogun, man, I need a striker to come into this club that is significantly older than them and bring something to the table. Like they could be a goal scorer like Aubameyang. They could do what Lacazette does. I just think you'd need that. I hate to use United as an example, but look at them. I don't know if Cavani's still going to be there, but you can waffle on about how great Mason Greenwood is until you're blue in the face. The same goes for Rashford, same goes for Martial and the rest of them, which they are. But there's games, like you saw with Martinelli against West Brom, you just need another striker there. It's a good lesson for them, but there's games you just need a striker. That's why they've got Cavani. I think we'd need that. Hopefully Tammy would be that if he was to sign and this was to happen, but I'd rather just leave that alone, man. Now, I'm not too sure if I'd agree with both Aubameyang and Lacazette leaving in the same window. I would imagine Lacazette leaves this year. You should have been looking for a striker the minute Aubameyang signed the deal, and we've been saying that for 2 years. So that striker, you should have had at least a season and a half, and another season now to really see their strengths, weaknesses, and if they're ready. You bring that one in next season, and then obviously you can sell Lacazette Aubameyang if you want, but you phase Aubameyang out. He's a squad player. Come the end of May that season. Thank you for the service, Aubameyang. Everyone might as well do a funky haircut in his honor. Everyone do a backflip when he gets a round of applause. See, you're safe. Keep it moving, sort of thing. It is what it is. Safe. We probably are pushing for him. You can't. I wouldn't really want Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He's a good player, but he's heavily service reliant. Like, we're just gonna start crossing it, or we probably won't start crossing it until he gets subbed off the bench, man. So I don't know, man. What other things are there to speak about? Let's quickly speak about these Renato Sanchez rumours, people. Quickly, because it has been on my screen and I have been ignoring it, unfortunately, doing you guys dirty. Please make sure you're running up the likes like you guys have been. So, yesterday was probably the best stream day in a while in terms of engagement, and this day's also been good, man. Keep it up. I really appreciate it, people. But in relation to Renato Sanchez, let's go over this stuff again, folks. Arsenal just linked with the same guys, all on top of all every day. But Arsenal have golden chance to complete Renato Sanchez transfer because of 2 players. Please don't be no waffling. In fact, just before I carry on with that, people, we'll do 2 in 1 / awesome. Sorry, folks. Let's get back into business now. Where were we? Pardon me. Arsenal have a positive relationship with Lille because of 2 players admit interest in Renato Sanchez. According to reports, I'm not going to read that. We're interested in him. However, he's rebuilt his career and now is wanted by several top clubs this summer. Where is the actual basis of this rumors? According to the Daily Mail, he is being eyed by Arsenal as an alternative to Leicester City's James Maddison. 2 completely different players. Hey, no, we said we're speaking about that in the next live stream, but they're 2 completely different players, so I'm not too sure what the hell is that about. I would love him, I wouldn't mind him at all, man. He'd fit in quite well. And we do have a great relationship with Lille because obviously we've signed Pepe and Gabriel and they're open to selling. They probably know how we structure our payments and that we're broke and we want to do the Bright House payment stuff and they're for it, people. So it is what it is in that regards, folks. We're going to get into that in the next live stream. If we move on to AOUAR, Liverpool lead Arsenal in race for HOUSSEM AOUAR as Lyon raise asking price for the midfielder. Everything keeps changing. Liverpool are at the front of the queue for HOUSSEM AOUAR's signature after Arsenal's move for the attacker reached a standstill, according to reports in France. You know, Arsenal failed with a 32 million offer to land him ahead of last campaign. They wanted 55.5. That has dramatically dropped. Lokonga's obviously signed for the club. Xhaka's on his way out. We need this man or someone that can play there. You know, it's a long way to go into the window. You're hearing teams have bidded, teams haven't bidded, teams have bidded, teams have bidded and not bidded. 1 minute Lyon are broke, the next minute they don't. Like I think even Ulas, he's tweeted in the last few hours and said they don't need to sell anyone. So no one needs to know what's going to happen. You've heard Peter Burst wants to change the system. He wants to sign, you know, he wants to sign some other players, so he's prepared to let people go. Early this summer, Lyon had been prepared to sell AOUAR for a fee of just 20 million to 20 to 25 million euros, 17 to 22 million. But their position has changed drastically following the arrival of new head coach. Le 10 Sports suggests the Liga club are now demanding 30 to 35, 26 to 30 million. I think that's, you know what, 8 million premium. You know, we'll give you 22 up front, the 8 million in IOUs. It is what it is. It's a difficult one for AOUAR because he didn't move in a Euros year. It's a World Cup year. Now, you didn't have the best of seasons for Lyon. You weren't that bad, but you didn't have the best of ones. So there is a risk in also wanting to keep staying stable, but it is a risky move, people. I don't know, you know, obviously I think he's a good player and he'll fit in well at Liverpool, but I don't know why he's spoken as the long-term successor to Gigi Wijnaldum. They're two different players. But apparently it's claimed Lyon increased asking price would not be a concern for Liverpool, and the Merseyside Giants are unlikely to face any further competition from Arsenal for AOUAR. Man United have been linked for him as well. A report from L'Equipe on Monday suggested Lyon may be required to offload several top stars before they can consider adding to their squad. The president took to Twitter and said they're wrong. Now everybody's lying. Every 1 minute there's offers, then there's not. They have to sell, then they're not. It's early in the window. Everyone's going to be lying. You know, people are probably lying to their mothers and their kids in relation to what's going on. You know, it's a poker game. So we'll have to see what happens. And looking at this, it was what I saw yesterday. Lyon, seeking concrete offers for top earners. Like the rest of French football, Lyon are suffering a financial crisis due to the COVID-19 pandemic and the ensuing TV rights diabolical, is that what it says? I don't know how I passed English, which left Liga with a mammoth shortfall. As such, L'Equipe report that Lyon's deficit stretches to an estimated 185 million euros, having also failed to qualify for the Champions League. So obviously they failed to qualify for the Champions League. Yay, friends, we're all part of it. You know, they've got a player whose contract's running down. You've got a player who wants to leave. If you force the issue, not just us, but if you force the issue and he forces the issue, things can get done. As a result, players with lofty market values like Maxwell Cornet, who's getting interest, and higher wages like AOUAR, Yochin Anderson, and Thiago Mendes are priority departures for the club. However, Lyon are yet to receive concrete offers for any of the latter category as they look to reduce their squad size while focusing on Peter Boris's key targets of Ajax 25-year-old goalkeeper Andre Onana. They've obviously just sold a promising left back to Nice, as it just says there, people and whatnot. So they probably do need to sell, but there's a lot to be said in this market. Hopefully we can get something done, man. Is there anything? Oh, Elk's updated? No, we haven't heard anything for a while, people. You know, what's this? I swear I clicked on this. Let's see this. Arsenal will be forced into HOUSSEM AOUAR transfer decision because of two players. Now I wonder what clickbait is. You know, Charlie Gordon, let's see how you've roped me in here. Let's see, people, because of two players. Here we have it, you know, because Martin Odegaard and Ozu aren't here. Yes, two creative men aren't here. We do need a next creative man who's a completely different sort of man. An 8.5 and their traditional 10s. You know, let's move away from the Arsenal dealt HOUSSEM AOUAR transfer blow with Liverpool's greatest probability. Well, I mean, we beat them to get an Alexis Sanchez. They were the good days, people. Let's see what's going on. You snooze, you lose if we don't get him, people. Nothing concrete here. Why are Liverpool more likely to get him? Why? You're just saying that they like us want to replace a player. I'm not saying they're wrong, but why? There's no truth into that. So if we get the guy, we get the guy in it. You know, I would love Renato, Sanchez. I would love HOUSSEM, AOUAR, you know, but whether they happen is another thing. You know, it's going to be a long window, a very, very, very long one. So let's see what happens. But that's me in that regards, man. Sorry, folks, just had a brain fart there. Neutral topics. That's just a reminder for me to think of neutral topics for a neutral stream I'm aiming to do. So yeah, that's the timestamp. Sorry, folks. Young, I know you lot don't want to see that. So yeah, man. Let's see what else you guys are saying, man. It's been a fantastic one. Let me actually see when Rance's live stream is there. 1:30. Yes. And then back again at 3, I think. Tight schedules today, but I'll make it look wavy, man. We also need someone who can head the ball with all of these pedestrian crosses we put in the box to 5'9" Lacazette. I'd love to see the competition between Martinelli and Balogun next season. And said we need to fast forward to the last day of the transfer window. Can't lie, this rumor's got me vexed, especially on Twitter. So many people chatting ish. Apparently, we're really pushing for Ramsdale. I think I've said that. Harsh. You know, he's not, because Tammy can get goals. Eddie shaded it. 6 dislikes. Baby mothers, man. People's baby mothers. Bro, that clickbait was a madness. Full of madness. Full madness. I respect it, man. Man are sweating, losing their head over content. Trust me, guys are crying, man. The deal is jarring, though. I only watched AOUAR once versus Man City, sign him up from what I saw, and that was a game that stood out. Is that the same one you're talking about when Ndombele was also playing? What do you expect me to do, Alex? You know, 1 sec. I can only go off the paper talk. 1 sec, Alex. You know what? One sec. Alex. 1 second. 1 second. Ring. Oh, fucking hell, man. This guy's always calling me. Yo, Arteta. What are you telling me, bro? Yeah, man. I'm on live. I'm on live speaking about Arsenal right now, and someone's getting bored of me just looking at what normal fans look at, the transfer rumors, you know. But he doesn't believe me, man. I said I got your number. Arteta, I beg you tell these men who were signing. And listen to me. Can you sign AOUAR, please? AOUAR, Maddison, we're lit. Tell me a next man that we're getting that we're not. Is the Henderson thing legit? Okay. But what happens if you... What happens if you don't get him, though? What happens if you don't get Maddison, though? We're going for that. You sign the creative man. Yeah? Scouting department, yeah? Swear down. I hear that. What are you saying for later, though? Because when I'm finished with my live streams, it's a nice day. I was going to go Williams restaurant still. Edu was going to link me around like 5. Yeah. David Luiz as well. Yeah. He's got some Jones. Yeah. Oh, boy, as well. Don't tell Bellerin, though. I don't like him. Nah, man. That's your guy. Tell him to bust out to Inter. All right, safe. All right, man. Alex, there we go. Alex, I called them. You know, that's what you want me to do, innit, brother? Like, that is what Alex wants me to do. That is genuinely what Alex wants me to do. So, Alex, I called Arteta. He said we're working on the transfer stuff. Right now, we're having to deal with the lockdown business that you just happen with the ground. So, hopefully, you've got what you've needed, man. No more news articles for you. I've called the done for you. Hopefully, you've got what you've needed there. Can I get a thumbs up? Can I get another reply from you, Alex? Please, Alex. 2 secs, bro. You get me? Alex, please. Alex, you see, you make up noise, and then I give you what you want. I call up people, and then what? 1 sec, do you know what? Let's call up Edu as well. Yo, my guy. Edu, what are you saying? Yeah. Trust me. I'm onto you still. Like, we're going for the window, though. What, you don't like Stan Kroenke either? He just pays you. I hear that. The man them are saying you weren't responsible for Martinelli, though, or Marie. You're claiming clout. What, you trying to move on Laka? They're just too much peas. Why do you want to sign William though? Why couldn't you give me the money? I'm gonna shout you because, like I said, man, we're going Williams restaurant, innit? Like, yeah, man, tables booked. I'm gonna link, like, what? It's at 7, but I'm gonna link them, man, at like 5. There's loud there, innit? Yeah. Bro, fuck preseason, bro. Come on, man. Shout me, innit? Say nothing. All right, so that's them, man, innit? That's them, man. So, like, them, man, bro, man's chatting to them, innit? Are we here now? Are we here now? Are we there now? Like, have we got it? Have we got it? Are we good now? No, man. It's like, well, what does man want me to do, bro? Like, what, bro? He's blowing up the iPhone, man. Like, I don't know what he wants me to do. I don't know what. It's like, man, want me to go ring, 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 ring. Hey, man, Alex, no reply. What's going on, Alex? Pick up all the members. Everyone hit the sub button and all those sort of things. Where else are you gonna find this quality? You were just talking about news articles. Yes, I am. Because what do you want me to do? Invent my own rumors? Like I say, we could only speculate, man. Please don't be a dud, man. Think about your doing, man. Come on, my guy, man. I don't know what happened to my man, but oh, don't tell Bellerin. Bellerin can't come true, man. Bro, he doesn't even think I'm an 8. He thinks I'm pally with Arteta and these guys, man. This guy's a madman. Don't this is like, come on, man. Don't embarrass yourself, man. Don't embarrass yourself. See what he's caused, bro. You don't, bro. I'm 50 Cent levels of childish, bro. Like I don't react to bail of it, and then when I see it, bro, man's not on this Eddie and Ketia thing. If there's an opportunity to strike, man's gonna strike, bro. Check TalkSport tweet 30 million for Ramsdale. We know the rules in it. Obviously, if it's was, you might get blocked smartly done. And you're my guy, man. You're always here, so I believe in you, man. I actually believe in you. I know you're not wasting it. I know you're not wasting it. What, should we call someone again? See if this Ramsdale thing is true? Alex, where are you? Now I'm playing. Talk shite. Ramsdale. 30 million. They're lining up a £30 million bid. So, but we've heard that though, man. We've heard we're lining it up. We heard we're lining up the Sam Johnson one. Line it up and spend the peas then, if that's what you want to do, man. Trust me, it does send you crazy, man. It sends you crazy. DG, would you be okay with Arsenal being used by Chelsea to fund their Haaland pursuit? I mean, if Arsenal asks for the player on loan and with an obligation, Arsenal stooping enough to agree to 40, 50 million on or whatever, then it is what it is, really and truly. Yeah, I did hear about Ivan Gazidis. I posted something on my community tab. Whatever you have to say about Ivan Gazidis, you know, thoughts are with him and his family, sending them strength. You know, cancer isn't nice, especially someone so young. So it's upsetting, you know. Thoughts and prayers with his family, and, you know, hopefully he gets through that. No one, you know, I've never personally had cancer, but it's something close to my heart, something that's affected family members, and I really don't like cancer, so I sympathize with everything, and like a lot of you. So yeah, man, wishing him the best and them things there, man. The man said the phone call should be a regular section. Man said cool talk sport, bro. Yeah, what should I call Jason Cundy, sorry. Oh, I don't know how old he is, and obviously I don't advocate bullying, but if you're old, chat shit, get back. If you're old enough, I mean, when I was 14, I was trying to sell Kit Kats and all of these things. I was trying to get something wet. Like I wasn't here chatting nonsense, bro. Like, come on now, man. I don't know about that, but you gotta be on bants, man. Come on, man. This is why I used to break my heart, and everyone used to say, "Oh, you're so serious all the time. You're so serious." Lou, did you never smile? The man them keep saying that to me as well. I always say to the man, why do you want me to smile? You better bookie. But anyways, shout out to the Twitch gang. Please make sure you're subscribed on Twitch as well. So yeah, it's a bit dead in relation to the transfer rumors. We've gone over it. What are you lot saying, man? Get your questions and them things there in, man. And make sure you've hit your reminders for the next thing. On somebody, I'm still trying to learn what he wanted me to say, man. Bro, trust me. You know what? I don't want to even make jokes about them things because you're seeing with one of them Everton players, but he definitely, you know, if he's he's probably a big man with a Teletubbies display picture. He definitely don't give off the vibes of someone that has to sign into a police station everywhere they go. You know, definitely someone that you'd feel comfortable walking down the street if your kids are playing outside. Bro, these men are beaky, man. Anyways, before Alex came with the nonsense, I asked, honestly, DG, do you think Al will be a success in the Premier League? He seems to divide opinion. I think he will because he's a good player, and I always believe that about good players. But you never know. Every player, you never know until they actually play. I mean, you're going to get blocked for that, Apex, unfortunate. Whatever you think about Ivan Gizzi, there's a time and a place. Oh, man. Is the 40 million price tag confirmed? Seems a bit mad to me. Allegedly, it's an obligation to buy for 40 mil, which would make sense because that would be kind of the fee I'd be trying to get if I was you lot. Don't spam though, bro. Don't spam. 519 likes. You're lying. I big up to Alex or whatever my man was. It wasn't Alex. Whoever it was that my man was talking nonsense. But we're on 500. Let's spin the goal again, man. Arsenal, if you need a fullback, I'm there, man. I'm there.
Against this right back, Charlie.
Appreciate you. Hey, thank you very much for everyone preying the goal in that, man. That's a very good player. Whoever that is, I don't know, man. I think that was a young player in Brazil or something. Like he's been in Brazil. Edu, get over there and sign him, man. I heard his wages will be cheap. I only want 50 grand a week, a lifetime supply of Ray and Neffens on Cali and that. And then we're good, didn't it? In fact, mate, Lennox probably bust me in that. But anyways, big up to Steph Highbury 49. Can Arsenal make top four with AOUAR, Partey and Maddison enjoying the stream? Yes and no. I'd say yes, because obviously that's a good midfield. That's a boost. You know, we would have we'd have the 8.5, you know, to do the more expansive stuff. Partey you get the best out of Partey. He's got a partnership. You've got Maddison there. It'd be good. Why I'd say no is because that has nothing to do with our defending. And plus, it's a squad game. It's a 25-man squad. Suddenly, Partey goes off to AFCON. AOUAR's having a tough 6 months because you do see it in the Prem. Sometimes some new signings, they start off wavy in first 6 months and then have a little period, or they start off slow and then go good. That happens. Suddenly, Maddison's not hitting the things. It's an issue. So it would definitely make us stronger. Definitely give me more confidence. But I don't have the confidence to boldly out here say that midfield makes it because I still don't know what our defense looks like. At this moment in time, I'd imagine Brentford, you're going to see Leno and Chambers at left in goal and at right back, but I don't know that. So, and again, I just feel we shouldn't be at this point in the season while it's still early in the window to have that sort of stuff, man. Just subbed on Twitch to big up DGTW. It's taking you too long for that, but I appreciate that. I'm not ruthless at all, man. I'm a cool guy, man. Man said, say what you want about Teletubbies, but they're all fully vaxxed. So I rate them. What position do you think Arsenal will finish? Unless something significant changes, more of what we've seen. Great job you're doing. Loved your view on Danny Mills' comments. I appreciate that, Kay. I'll play that goal as a pickup line. No. Pick up your girl with that goal. Are you mad? Like, I don't need that when you got a face like this. Bro, I said, get off me. I said, move from me. I don't do first touches. What's that? Don't compare. Listen, I think, have you ain't even seen that video, man? It'll be lost. But just know, if man do the fitness thing, only Neymar and Messi are talking to me. Ronaldo, shout out to you. You're my animal. But I'm cleaning up PFA. I'm cleaning up Champions League, Premier League, everything. Everything's getting eaten up. Let me stop, man. You lot are gassing me, man. I have nightmares because of that scream. George, they're onto. Big up DG, loyal listener from Finland. Mohammed, I appreciate that. Don't see Finland all the time here. I appreciate that, man. Said Roberto Carlos, you lot are gassing me. Oh, humble 50 bags a week. For Arsenal, that's humble, bro. If you've got 100 to give Kolasinac and the madness, I want this because at least I could do up social media duties. At least if I'm not playing, you can make me interview the young players and go to the community. And, bro, I'll even do the interviews with the new players. Shout out to my guy Frimpon and that. Oh, bro, we could do everything, bro. I'll do the match reports. I'm good for the bench thing. I want to play sometimes, but I'm good for the bench thing. Come on. If anyone has Amazon Prime, you can sub for free on Twitch. Please make sure if you've got Amazon Prime, you're hitting the sub button, people, through it. You've been shagging. It's calm down, man. Hey, DG, great job. What do you think of Cooper Miners and upgrade on Granit Xhaka? Yeah, I've done a video about him. We've spoken of him plenty of times. I would love him, you know. He's 23, got a good mentality, got a good base level to work with, decent passing range. Do you have a bit of question marks over his mobility? But I don't really know until he plays in the Prem, but I would take him cut price. No, I say cut price, but cheaper. Would love it, man. Don't mind it at all, man. Just want to see Nelson compete for right wing this season. I think he's going to go on loan personally, if I'm honest with you. And, you know, he needs to. He tried to, I don't know how it makes sense, but innocently, naively try to get into the first team last year. We know there's a bunch. I think he should have played. You know, you can't mention Reece Nelson and not mention Willian in it. You are going to be the guy. You are going to say that it is something to consider. But Arteta did tell him to go out on loan, and he didn't. So as much as I feel he's been hard done by, it's harsh. He should have got more game time. If a man's told you to go out on loan, you haven't played. Can't really blame no one, innit? Because man's saying he don't trust you, innit? Like, he says it all the time. He's basically saying he doesn't trust you. So go and play minutes of currency. I do think if he never got injured in December, re-injured again, it would have, the season might have been different for him, because at that time, young players were getting opportunities. William was starting to get dropped. You know, I think Europa League, he started to look good. He was really coming on heaps and bounds, and then he got injured and he was nowhere to be seen again, really, apart from the bench on occasional things. Arsenal are dead, fam. We might be dead, man. We might be. But we still going to be here speaking about it. I appreciate the Scottish tugs. Fraser Matthew, thank you very much. You know, anyone from Kieran Tierney's land, come on. Useless is harsh. Meaty is the right word for me. I would take Tammy all day long. Tammy Abraham is Chelsea's Eddie Nketiah. He might be, but I've seen Tammy Abraham get double figures in professional football. I haven't seen Eddie do that, bro. Eddie, bro, if you call strikers assassins, Eddie's a shit assassin, because you call man nothing to. I'm not even trying to get at Eddie, but he's seen as a fox in a box. And to be fair, last season he saved us against Fulham, Leicester or West Ham, whatever game was second game of last season, he scored. But he's not a gunman at senior level. You can have all the under 23 records. You can be mentioned among Michael Owen and Alan Shearer as much as you want for England's under 23s. But in the senior game, what have you got? We should be able to get more for Eddie. But, you know, Eddie, people always look at the Brewster example, and it's right. We should be getting more for Eddie. But Brewster went to Swansea and did something. When Eddie went on loan to Leeds, it didn't bang. And I think obviously, I'm being a bit harsh. He was a bit harsh done by Bielsa. But let's be serious. You know, you can't be you're not a gunman then. You know, if you're an assassin but you can't kill someone, you're a shit assassin then, aren't you? Like, he doesn't score goals. So Tammy is better than Eddie Nketiah. And if Tammy is what's the word? If Tammy is their Eddie Nketiah, then that tells you the gulf between how they are developing young players. That's harsh. Man said, I'm putting Nelson on fraud watch. If it doesn't happen for him by the end of 2021, it's not going to happen, and he's doomed to be a squad player. That's not fair. The man's 21. You know, his career, whether it happens at Arsenal or not, when one thing ends, a next beginning starts. It never happens. And that's actually, Alexander, one thing I hate about football. You know, people will gas up a man since he's 16, from 16, that when he's 20, man move like he's 40 and he's done, and he's been doing the Gaza thing, just mad drinking and pot belly and moving mad and that. I think Nelson and Ainsley Maitland-Niles will refuse any sales or loans just to spite Arteta. Oh, I think there's a saying, what is it? Cutting off your nose to spite your face. They'd be harming themselves. Maitland-Niles says he wants to play for England, and for some reason said he felt some sort of way about being in the Euros. If Arteta gives you sideways signals and you don't move, you only got yourself to blame if you don't play football. Nelson, you played 70 minutes of Premier League football. You know, you've got to sort something out. If you just sit on your hands, fair play, but you're not going to develop, and that's 2 years wasted, you know, and you can't get back years. You can make up time, but you can't get it back. What, you know, as a footballer, your career is always down in like that. Even from the minute you get into a football at 18, it's always down. It's a numbers game. By the time you're lucky to be about at 35 at a top team. Let's be real, you know, because most of them are going to start looking at you sideways by the time you're 31, 32. So the clock is ticking. You know, the one currency we have to spend in life is time. He will come good. I don't think he'll ever be Gnabry, but he'll develop. Everyone develops at different rates and does what he needs to do. You know, Daniel Marlon, anytime I hear his name, my heart breaks because he should be at this club. Hey, shout out to Didi, my Turkish people, them, well, living in Canada. He's trying to plug Nelson to Galatasaray. It looks like he'll be going to Greece, though. It seems like Olympiacos are onto him. Thoughts on Balogun being a potential start or a rotation? Well, I mean, Balogun's in no position to be a starter right now. He's got to earn it. I think he's doing all the right things in pre-season. And I think the way I'm seeing from him, whether it happens at Arsenal, I think the goals will come because his movement, he's doing the right things. He's dropping deep. He's not being selfish. You know, just obviously the end product needs to improve in several things, but he's doing everything right. So I think it will be a timing thing for him. I haven't seen 10 professional games from him, so I don't know his level to be saying he's a striker, but you should be rotation in and out the team. You get a 10-minute here, 20 there, an occasional start there, and it's down to you to take your chances and elevate beyond that. You know, we need to just give him time, but in relation to being a starter, I wouldn't be trying to start man against Brentford. Anything can happen, such as life. People can get injured. You can get, you know, you might just get one random start, take it, and that's it. You've announced yourself, but I don't know if that's going to be the way, man. Well, Ox tired, man. I like Amici, but that's another one. You know, Amici's a quality player, but that's another one who's been written off. I don't think he's currently not better than Nelson. Ainsley Maitland-Niles has got the same problem Ox had. Sometimes you just need to play right back. Ox's thing was just mad. Like, you're doing that right back, centre mid, right wing, bit of like at Liverpool. I don't think Nelson plays scared. And to be fair with you, even if he does, there is something with getting out of this situation. Because I do think with these young players, sometimes, I think it even happened with Pepe on occasion. Sometimes when you're not playing and you know you're not playing and you're given that start and you know that, you know, you might play well and not play again. Or if I play bad, that's it. It plays on you, you know. So hopefully Nelson can still go. I can't tell you what to think. If you think Nelson's a dud to you, innit? But that's the thing with footballers. They shouldn't be concerned about other people's opinions. Just do your thing. You know, such is life. People that call you a dud, they'll be calling you the best thing ever if you develop. I'm not saying you, I'm just saying in general. People hated Joe Willock, then they loved him, then they hated him again. Do you get it? People were slowly starting to turn on Saka at a time as well. Martinelli's a baller. I think I would love AOUAR, but the Basuma one, while I would take him, I don't think there's a need because you've got Lokonga and Partey now. I would take him and he'd excel in the team and all of these sort of things. And just, yeah, exactly. Amici's move away hasn't worked out. And that doesn't mean it's bad because he's lived in a new country, he's developed and all of that, and he's still young. You know, these things are going to happen. Too many people think, even Saka's already gone through a tough moment with England and there'll be tougher moments. A career is never that. And if it is that, you're not having a real career. It's what I call the honeymoon period. Everybody loves you. It's like with Martinelli. No one talks about that penalty he gave away in the League Cup against Liverpool. No one talks about how woeful he looked against Southampton. No one talks about how anonymous he was against West Bromwich Albion, even though I think that was a good test for him. I'm not saying to get at him. I'm just saying players go through the honeymoon period, especially at Arsenal. They love you. They condone everything. And then flip of a hat, it's, you know, it's a madness. People hated Ramsey. Look how it ended when he left. People were crying the fact that he left. That should be a model to young players to do their thing, man. Maitland now should accept playing right back. But at the same time, if he genuinely doesn't want to be a right back, you know, you've got one life to live and one career to live. So go somewhere and live your dream, man. I mean, if you're not going to give Saliba proper game time, he needs to go on loan, bro. So the loan thing needed to be done. Play significant minutes, 20 to 30 league games, man. A man said, I'm 31 and haven't played football in 15 years. Do you think I'll be linked with Arsenal soon? Bro, can you play midfield? That's a good option. Why not, man? Why is Bellerin still at Arsenal? Brother, I don't know, man. Yeah, he's not a dud, but I don't think it will happen at Arsenal. Same, man. I think he's gone. I would like to see him work out. Vieira, look after him. And you and me both, mate. If Martinelli doesn't get more game time this season, I want Arteta gone. Appreciate that. Twitch gang, you know, shout out to Tim's. Smartly done has said, just prime subbed on Twitch. Thank you very much for that first and foremost. What target of ours would you be pursuing right now after Ben White? Mine would be AOUAR. Yeah, man. Not so much a target, I would say that, but then it just hit me. I would look at, if we imagine keeper, 2 centre-halves either side, left back over there. When you sign Ben White, he's going to play on the right centre-half side, right? What's next to him? The right back. I'd probably say that. Solve the puzzle. I'd probably... Because it's like we know who we want in midfield. Who is the right back? Like, again, I can't really be throwing up thousands of right backs, but I'm sure the club have scouted 1,000. You must, like I said at the start, you know, Leno, Xhaka, Bellerin, these guys, and even if they did, you couldn't blame them and they're allowed to. I very much doubt any of these footballers just came back for pre-season and said, I want to leave. I think the club, specifically Arteta, they have. If you don't, there's problems. You should always know how your players are feeling. But we've known these guys have probably wanted to keep it moving for a hot second. So you should have known goalkeeper. And it's concerning how, you know, the names we're going with. Right back, centre mid. Now, centre mid, it looks like we know who we want. Lokonga's come, AOUAR, there's a couple of other targets, Ruben Neves. I'm not confident, but I'm confident that something will get done there. Right back, I'm not sure. I don't want to rely on Chambers and Maitland-Niles. I can't lie to you. I like them. You know, I think Chambers is a good utility man and he steps in and he's taking his chance. I think Maitland-Niles, like you lot, if he accepts playing right back, he'll do his thing. And who knows, you might get an opportunity in midfield in the future. But same way, there's going to be games. Maitland-Niles is going to look like a midfielder playing at right back. Chambers is going to look like a centre-half. And I just feel, maybe not so much Cedric, but there's too much storylines now. We've had it with Maitland. We've had it historically with Chambers. We've had it with Cedric Suarez. We've had it with Bellerin. That's 4, man. There's probably a 5th guy I'm forgetting about. Technically, Partey can play right back amongst some other options as well. So I'd like to just sign a right back free from these Love Island dramas and scandals and all of these will he, won't he sort of things, if that makes sense, my guy. That's what I'll be doing. We're going to capital squeeze. You ain't missed that because that's my next watch along, my guy. That's my next watch along still. You ain't missed a thing. My next watch along is obviously we're going to focus on Henderson and James Maddison and all of those sort of things. I thought, why not make them into 2? There's an opportunity to be with you guys twice, man. I want Neves. He's not going to set up fire. He's not going to set off fireworks, but he's decent. I don't think Xhaka was overrated. I think he was both underappreciated and overrated because of who he is now. I think he had a lot of problems. He had a lot of shortcomings. I don't think, you know, I always say, I think with people like Xhaka in your team, you're building your house on the sand because he's bipolar. You know, I think the one thing I'd give Xhaka, we had players that couldn't play a simple pass or play an expansive pass or was scared. Xhaka has a lot of problems losing the ball, switching off. Some of that didn't happen last season too much, but he wants to play football. I think people underappreciated him. I think a lot of the hype was done, you know, coming with the Euros, played well against Pogba. You know, Giroud was talking about he's like a Swiss Perlo. You know, he didn't really address what we needed in midfield. And the team that has run through Xhaka historically. There's got to be a reason why Jose wants him, why Wenger played him, 2 hallmarks of football, why every manager that's managed Arsenal wants him. You know, there's got to be something in him. So I do think, you know, he was one that there was too much extremes with Xhaka. He's either very rubbish or extremely amazing when neither of the two are good. Are true, sorry. Bit like me, man. Last 2 teams I've played for shifted me to left back. You just got to do what you got to, man. Some fans put bare pressure on people, man. I miss Wenger because he would have, you know, I don't think Guendouzi would have had these issues. I don't think Saliba would have had these issues. I don't think Nelson would have had these issues. I think Saka would have been amazing on Wenger. I think Smith Rowe would have loved it. I only wanted him for the young players, man. Say what you want. Would you take Ben Yedder? The way we're moving, why not? To be fair, if you know, I'm not being funny, but Saliba has to be his own man, you know. All of them boys in the club were cool with Ozil. All of them were praising Ozil. And some of them went, but some of them are still in this squad. You got to be your own man. You know, like our parents and mothers and stuff used to say to us, if your friends jump off a bridge, are you going to jump off it as well? Be your own man, be your own person, away from Arsenal, following someone that might be doing negative. If someone's doing positive stuff, hey them up. But if they're doing negative stuff and you follow them, you can't really blame. I personally feel that, yeah, you can blame them for being a negative influence, but it's not like you're 7, 8 years of age. Man are 20. Man got hit, bro. Man have gone through puberty. Man are professional footballers. If you don't become what you should be, you can't blame the next one. If someone leads you down a path, you're an idiot, you know, especially when it's so blatant. I'm not saying Guendouzi's doing that. I'm just, you know, answering your question, man. Would you be happy with Max Aarons? Why not? Of course. I spoke about Livramento earlier. I don't think he's quite ready to be thrown in to play 38 games, but he is someone I would love to sign. That's the one guy we should be trying to sign from Chelsea, my guy. That's who we should be, because that guy will be a very good right back, in my opinion. I could be wrong. Tavares will end up playing right back again. He'll play there, he'll have good games, and it's nothing to do with him. He'll do his thing, he'll play well, but the minute he starts looking shaky and doing shaky things, there's going to be problems. Brentford. Watching Arsenal on Amazon is going to be like Prime Monday Night Raw. Just need Jim Ross and that, innit? Just literally need Jim Ross and then we're going. Class, bro. And Brighton are laughing if they grabbing him. He might be. It's just down to Aubameyang to use those messages saying he's finished, he's a fraud, he's this, he's that, to motivate him. I always say you should never believe the hype when you're doing well. Never believe you never believe the hype, and never believe you're as good as things when things are going well, and also when things are going poorly, you know. And always remember, fans love is conditional, because everyone begged my man to stay, this and that. Now they're calling him a money grabber and all of these sort of things. You moving from here to Ranch? Yeah, I am. Still, I need to lock this off suit. Came in late from work. What are you saying on Tammy? Can't lie, he's meaty. Go to the start, man. Go to the start. And yeah, man, I think he is. Bro, Rants, we'll be there. Relax, my guy, Chris. Why you bullying, man? Allow me, bro. They're bullying, man. They're aggressive with it, man. Shout out Rants and Matisse. We'll be there in a sec. Please make sure you're following on Twitch if you haven't already, man. Rico Flyer said, we need Sanchez next. If Bellerin goes, then drop a bag on Max Aarons. Agreed. Willock's looking promising from the loan, but Willock looks promising though from the loan, but I reckon he needs more football. I'm going to be real. I've been watching his loan spell. He deserves all the hype. He's doing well, but I think people are looking at it with rose tints, because he actually hasn't been that amazing over 90 minutes, and it's only half a season. So can he do it for a full year? I'm not trying to criticize. I'm not trying to belittle. I'm fond of what Joe did, because he took bravery to go, He went and done his thing. Look at Nelson and Eddie. What were they doing for half a season? But at the same time, this is what I mean about football nowadays. It's all about just finding a headline and sensationalizing things. People never like to look at things with balance. Right, it's quite mad. Bruno juice for True. For True, bro. Bro, I don't understand how, bro, Ramsdale shouldn't be, bro, 30 M's for Ramsdale. I'll support him. I don't want to turn him, but like, I don't think he's a bad keeper, but come on now, man. Come on now, man. Rammy's decent, man. Bro, just started following you, but feeling the vibe and the work rate. I appreciate that. And of course you will, man. You can see the realness. I appreciate that. Much love, bro. Long time supporter, even as a Chelsea fan. Chris, I appreciate you, man. You know how to pick YouTubers. You just quite don't know how to pick football teams. I've got you, man. You lot are winning Champions League and that, man. Man said Brexit FC. The likes are looking real healthy today. Thank you very much for hitting the like button. If you have hit that, if you haven't, you know what you need to do. We're 7 away from 600 people. As you lot can see in the pin message, the target was 100. I'm so humbled today. And shout out to the Twitch gang for doing their job. Every day we're building. Make sure you're subscribed on Twitch as well. But yeah, man, let me get in a couple more things, man. A man said Aubameyang the other way. Nah. Willock's play was very similar to early Ramsey's. Anonymous throughout play, pops up with important goals, doesn't make an impression, otherwise still wanting to succeed. I think that's about right, but also I think that's a bit harsh, because I remember, it weren't Leicester. Was it Leicester or Villa? That was probably the only standout game for me where I saw what I wanted to see from Joe, in that he can play in tight spaces, because I know Joe can do the box-to-box thing. I know he's a leader. I know he wants to score. I know he's on all of that. But it's just about fine-tuning it, because at Arsenal, all I saw was a guy that looked to a degree like a headless chicken when he's not, when the game is not for high energy and all of that, he's a myth. And sometimes I think at some scale, do you have to accept a man for what they are? Is this Joe Willock? Is he just, legs, energy, that's him, and stop trying to look at him as someone that can do the pretty stuff? Or do you just and you accept him for what he is and you use him in your squad for what it is, or do you keep trying to change him? I think it's both. I do think Joe can have a role here, and I've said it, I'm open to everything with Joe, letting him stay, go permanently, go on loan again, because reality is, you know, we've signed Lokonga, you signed AOUAR, you've got Partey. Game time might be a myth for Joe Willock. It might be difficult to come to. It might be. I don't know for true, but it might be something that's difficult. So he's gonna have to think. It's something to think about. It's firmly some food for thought and things. I don't know if I speak facts, but I appreciate that. Jordan Henderson links. I'll be speaking about in my next live stream, bro. I hear you. We need world-class players, but right now we just need players that can, bro. 10 games, I know I'm going to get a minimal base level. It's like, obviously, every player is human. You will have bad games, but I know the bad games Kieran Tierney is going to have is minimal. Saka is going to have is minimal. People of that stature, minimal. Other guys, you might look first half of the season, we might even beat Chelsea, Spurs, you know, Brentford, and then you lot, you know, 4 or 5 games you're ecstatic, and then the next 5 you lot are doing madness. And that's the problem with Arsenal. It's no good beating Chelsea at Stamford Bridge or drawing or whatever and beating United. If you can't break down low blocks, it doesn't mean anything. A lot of people say, oh, we're good in the big games. Yeah, we might be, but we're a bit reactive in that regards. And these big games are not the bulk of the 38-game calendar. So it's a dead one, really. It's a sticky one. I hear that I'm underrated my whole YouTube career, man. Only, you know, one day we go clear, man. We'll go clear, man. Bro, Varane's going Man United, allegedly, innit? Samora is going to be world class. Let's let him develop first. Why not? Man said Jack Grealish to Arsenal, bro. Unless that's Football Manager or FIFA, forget about it, man. But I wouldn't mind. We might be banter, but I wouldn't mind him. I wouldn't mind Jordan Henderson at all. Good signing. Mentality in that, but we'll be speaking about him in the next watch along, man. Man said, do I want a United top? Allow me, bro. Allow me, bro. I appreciate the offer, but allow me, bro. Allow me, man. You can get me something that pays homage to Sir Alex Ferguson, because I've got love for Sir Alex Ferguson. I've got love for you. Do you know what it is? As an Arsenal fan, I can respect what United are about, what Liverpool is about, what half of these teams are about. But you fans and my man them in my close circle that I know are listening to this live stream, never, because you, man, do my head in. Absolutely do my head in, people. Do my head in. Please make sure. Obviously, I'm going to have to wrap this up now as well, folks, because I'm actually a minute late to Rancy's stream. I'm going to, you know, can't lie, I'm gonna have to grab a quick food and I'm probably gonna be late. But yeah, I don't know why it's doing me dirty there, probably because it has to be, you know, I've changed the thing where, look, like you can see, the broadcasters indicated that this channel is intended for mature audiences and that, so no youth man can come on my thing. But yeah, make sure you're following across on Twitch. Obviously, make sure you're checking out the DG merch and that, hats, hoodies, all that good stuff. Make sure, obviously, you're here in 87 minutes, people, because I'll be going live again. What time is this? 3 p.m. Oh yeah, even me, I forget sometimes when I'm going live. It's a bit of a madness. So yeah, please make sure you're all there, people. FM content coming soon. Subscribe on Twitch, especially if you've got Amazon Prime, because there'll be a Q&A on Friday. Well, 2 days from now on Twitch. I am gonna get the FM content going, I promise you. Hey, S, you're on me, man. And big up the American Gunner, like he said, quality merch. Loves making an arrival on Rancy show. I big up Rance, man. Allow me, man. But yeah, on a serious note, I'm gonna have to love and leave you lot. But on a more serious note, can someone help my guy Alexander as well? Because I actually don't know how you pattern the Amazon Prime on the Twitch, because it says it's making it difficult for him. So someone help him cop the merch. And obviously, people, I just want to say thank you to you lot. The target was 100 likes. Last time I checked, it was around, what, 500 odd, something mad like that. You know, the last 2 days in particular have been, to call it crazy is an understatement. You have been supporting the thing on a madness. And it's not, I'm not just saying it for cap. Every like, every comment, every sharing, it drives engagement and it boosts the YouTube algorithm and makes it start trying to be my friend sort of thing. I'll be real with you. Like, YouTube is like pissing in the dark. You know, I don't even, pardon me, I don't even know if I'm pissing on my leg, pause, peeing on someone's car, peeing on some animal. I don't know what's paused. I don't know what's going on in YouTube. Sometimes, you know, you get a video that's got less views, but it's made more money, and one video that's got mad views, but not any. So you don't really understand the CPM and all of these sort of things. It's a bit mad, isn't it? This is why I prefer Twitch. It's a bit crazy. So you lot have to make, you lot, DG Nation grows because of you lot. And like I said, it's appreciative. And for me, obviously, this is a full-time thing. It could be worse. I genuinely, yeah, bro, it could be that as well. Self-inflicted, you know, drunk moments, not me. That's why a lot of you lot make the difference, people. And like I said, it's a pleasure to come here each and every day with you lot and speak to you lot, because the you know, the chat is good. We have a little bit of banter, fans of different clubs, Arsenal fans. I always leave here with something to think about, and I'm really appreciative, because that's something that I've made sure I've tried to keep building, that we keep sensible individuals, people with thought-provoking things. As I tell you lot, this ain't no dictatorship. I'm not telling you what to think, just to think. Plenty of times, even Josh, you know, Josh was like, oh, 7 goals, 7 assists or something with Tammy. I never thought Tammy had that. So I'm like, raw, he's giving me something to think about now. So yeah, love to Josh and love to people of that, man. Appreciate you lot, man. Chris, calm down, man. You know, this is DG time. Chris is odd to me. I'm gonna be there, man. Appreciate that. I'm gonna be there in a minute. Appreciate the Twitch gang. Shout out to you. DG, don't have to say it, my bro. We know it's love each and every time. We're going to the top, like up the thing. I appreciate that. And yeah, man, it wouldn't be right. Yeah, bro, Chris must want the D. It's not a DG. Well, he wants me in the Rancy stream, but you know, we're gonna have to wait. We're leaving on this. Number 45 makes a run. Charlie Clark on the ball. Charlie. It's a good assist. I haven't seen this. What's he going to do? Oh, no, he isn't. Goal! Best YouTuber in the world. No, but YouTubers are pissed.